Well, grab a seat, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
D and Davis the Flip, we are back.
Flip.
Shout out to the In the Thick podcast. We look forward to having them back on in the future. Make sure you follow them at In the Thick.
That's right.
Those wonderful ladies, Heather, Phelan, and of course Vicky. Follow all of them and continue to support In the Thick podcast. We got a lot to get into today. Definitely got some coronavirus 19, COVID-19. It's coming. It's coming. You know, real quick, I want to say this.
It's a hoax.
So now you have it where it's the community
Dumbass.
where the virus is getting to people that haven't gone over to China or haven't been in connection with someone for direct contact to China. Mm-hmm. But why isn't anyone talking about that? It's probably through the mail. And the reason I think they're not talking about it is because of how it would affect
like anthrax type of stuff?
No, not like that.
Oh, okay.
People don't understand. What's it?
Just open it up and poof.
I forget the name of the area where it first popped off.
Do that.
Begins with an
Wuhan.
Wuhan. Wuhan is where most of your cell phone screens are made.
Oh, really?
Like the cell phone companies are going to take a big hit because they think about those people haven't been able to go to work. Like Wuhan, we got to think about how much manufacturing takes place in China.
Oh, listen, your phone is made in like 20 different companies.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's
your
why the
one
stock
phone.
market
But
keeps
the point
crashing
that I'm
every
making
day.
is,
Yeah.
if now that we're getting it where it's a community virus, then that meaning that the virus is being spread and we don't know the direct way that it's being spread. To me, if you're talking about from a manufacturing hub, it's probably through the mail before people even started knowing there was a virus.
And people touching whatever.
Ordering stuff and people touching stuff.
Did you guys see the update? How it's a new virus in California?
No.
It's something else now?
Yeah, a
That's
different
what it's
strain
worried
of
about
corona.
They said it was 8,400 cases that they're looking into as far as with the coronavirus.
Yeah, in
Out
California,
in
someone
Cali.
has a new case,
That
virus.
different? That different?
It's different.
All right. D and Davis the Flip. I am Kenneth Davis. You know him. His name is
D Demonspro. Hey, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at D and Davis Show. Once again, it's at D and Davis Show. Facebook.com/D and Davis Show. iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Music, Stitcher, the TuneIn app, World on Anchor, what kicks you over to Spotify, the YouTubes, and a whole host of other podcast platforms. I'm on Twitter at Demons1, DEMONZE1. Ken is on Twitter. That's IG and Twitter. Ken is on IG and Twitter at That's Davis. Executive producer of the D and Davis Show and D and Davis the Flip. Ryan Bukoveski. Find Ryan on Twitter at Ryan B Ski. IG is at Ryan B Ski 1. Sidney Brown. Find him on IG and Twitter at SidKid80. And sitting in with us today, Joshua Hicks, writer for WeAreRegalRadio.com. Find Josh on Twitter at JHicks042. Yes, sir. Woo-hoo! Man, I ain't remembering shit. Ain't that old yet. What you got for us, partner?
That was so good.
Thank you.
But
Let's end the show right there.
Yeah,
it's a wrap.
drop the mic. I remembered something.
All right. Donald Trump Jr. accused the Democrats of sabotaging the president's winning streak by wishing for the deadly coronavirus to spread and kill millions of Americans.
Your guy, D.
Fuck that.
In a Friday interview with Fox and Friends, Donald Trump's son implied that Democrats are rooting for the coronavirus outbreak and mass deaths throughout the United States. The 42-year-old, who is Trump's organization executive VP, argued the media is biased to the left and will not give credit to his father, citing ABC News correspondent David Wright on February 26. A right-wing activist group caught Wright on camera making comments about President Trump, according to CNN. Fox and Friends co-host Brian Kilmeade asked Trump Jr., a former Prentice boardroom judge, "Are you surprised in the way that the Democrats are handling the coronavirus?" Trump referred to Wright's suspension from ABC and said, "Not at all. Like you've seen, we've played out throughout the 4 years. Anything that they use to try to hurt Trump, they will. Anything that does positive sense, like you heard the reporter say, he would be suspended for."
What has a Democrat said? It was like, yeah, I hope this spread so something happened with Trump.
Nothing.
Where they making this shit up?
Trump
He
Jr.
does.
Literally making this shit
This
up.
is why you think he's going to be a nominee, because he's good at BSing.
Trump Jr. also
true.
mentioned how the media has been covering up the pandemic. I don't know if the coronavirus or Trump derangement syndrome, but these people are infected badly.
This motherfucker, he is a
Your guy.
No, not even Joy. Both of them are jackasses. They both need to be.
Oh, he's worse than his father.
Your
He
future
is.
nominee.
And that's why I said when people go to those rallies, they look for him just as much as they look for their old man.
He got a chance as hell to win it.
No shot.
We said the same thing about his daddy.
He's too dumb. His daddy.
No
ain't that
way. His dad had
His
a
daddy
shot.
ain't
Okay,
that dumb.
all right.
His
I mean,
daddy
no,
ain't
no,
that-
all
His
I'm
daddy
trying
ain't
to-
that type of stupid.
All I'm trying to say is them Republicans, they
He ain't
love
sharp on his feet.
him.
I'm not saying he ain't
Nobody
sharp on his
really
feet, but
likes him. They like him next to his dad.
All right.
That's it.
So
I don't No. What you're saying, I don't think it's preposterous. Let me say that. I don't think.
Yeah, it's not
I don't think it's
preposterous.
crazy that someone will say, "Let's run him." I don't think he has a chance in hell.
I think we're saying if this was Vegas, I'm going under. Put me on the under.
Wait, hey, what did Jay-Z say on Reasonable Doubt?
What?
If Tyson has a major night off, that's clean money, the tax write-off.
I'm taking wages down in Vegas just in case Tyson have a major night off. That's clean money, the tax write-off.
Yeah, exactly. But no, to the point of what they're trying to say as far as the Democrats talking about something with the coronavirus and how they're like pushing it. As we just said, no one's fucking saying this. Talking about a Democrat talking about coming out saying, at least anybody in official office coming out saying like, yeah, we want this to spread so it could take out Trump. Nobody's saying that. They're fucking lying. Yeah. Number two, the dumb in office stripped a particular office, remove the office or a position that Barack Obama has set up. President Barack Obama has set up when it had it was an Ebola when he was fighting. It was someone with Ebola. So he set up an office like, hey, within the CDC or something. Hey, when these outbreaks happen like this, we have something in place. The fucker came in because anything that has anything to do with Barack Obama, he got to get rid of it.
Black palms all over.
He got rid of it, and it was like, dude, and this. Oh, he's such a dumbass. Whoa. The people that was of the people. This is
about to drop something.
No. He's a dumbass. The people that were infected overseas, the CDC was basically like, let them stay over there and let them get healthy before we come back. He overrode it and said, yeah, come on, bring them in. Nobody was quarantined. Nobody was set up with any kind of protection.
We had to do it.
Anybody protection.
We did it. We brought them in.
No.
We brought them back. People said we shouldn't have brought them back. We brought them back.
And then all of a sudden it's kind of like, oh, damn, we got all these cases. Not saying that these people actually brought, over and then now they're infecting people. But as you just said, now it's appearing out of nowhere. Now you don't know what's happening. But he go put out Mike Pence. Hey, Mike Pence, you go out and get in front of this. Because you know what? If the shit goes down, I'm going to blame you. Not me, you. The dude is fucking it over every single kind of way.
I had an Asian friend who was hoarse the other day, but he's not from China. But I almost make the joke to him like, you don't got that COVID-19, do you? But I love him so I didn't want to do that. But he was really hard. I was like,
don't you do
Sid, that was your opportunity.
That was your opportunity.
Right
yeah, that was your brother Bunker.
Another brother Bunker moment.
Am I being a friend or am I risking my ass?
No, you're being a friend.
He's talking directly into my mouth.
How close were
you, meathead?
How close were you?
We're about at least 10, I'd say a foot apart.
I'm about to say, you kind of close there, ain't you?
No,
I know, brother.
We was like where the mic was at. How are you doing?
What a beautiful day today.
But listen, it's the last thing I definitely want to come in contact with. I've really been on my kids about washing their hands. Kelsey just got over a slight cold this past week, and just the importance of, listen, you need to get out there, you need to wash your hands, you need to be careful. I always talk about the when SARS was popping, a trip that After and I had taken to Las Vegas and then to California. And while we were in Las Vegas, because again, this was the first time we've been to Vegas. I think After's been there 3 times. I've been there twice. And we didn't know as far as even though it's not necessarily the Pacific Rim, but still just how many people from Asia are in Vegas, right? So we were in the casino like, oh, it's a lot of some SARS up in this joint. And then
Lord have mercy.
I'm about to go there.
Lord have mercy.
Sid loaded up.
Yeah, I know, right?
Shot.
And then the kicker. No.
Welcome back, Sid.
No hate. But the kicker was when we were flying back. So then after we were in Vegas, we drove to Los Angeles. And we were in Los Angeles. And we flew back through the international terminal. So first we went through the domestic terminal. We're like, okay. And we were like, damn, we're in the wrong terminal. And so then we went to the international terminal. We was like, whoa, it's some SARS up in this joint. I'm sorry. I gotta be inappropriate.
Yeah,
you would have said the same shit if you was up. If that shit was popping, you was up in there, chocolate drop. I know you would have been like, cover your mouth.
He's dragging you through the mud with him.
Dirty D.
No.
Yes, you would have.
No.
You gonna leave me out in the streets and say you? Oh, so you don't care about your family?
I ain't say that.
So you just said that.
But I'll be walking around like, oh, y'all got some SARS over
didn't
here.
say that.
I wouldn't do that.
I didn't say that.
Excuse me, SARS. You're in my way.
I would not say that.
I did not mention it to anyone there.
You just kept it in your head?
Yes, and I'm just saying it to you guys.
Okay.
So while you were saying excuse me in your head, SARS, SARS, SARS.
I was just like, it's a lot of SARS in this joint.
Oh, my God.
I mean, come on, y'all.
Oh, no. I don't think I would have.
That's like me.
I
As
don't
a
think
black
I would have
male,
thought
if
of
it's
that.
a group of black guys across the street, and I can get away and not. And if there's a group of black guys on the same side of the street as me,
Okay.
and I can cross the street without them looking at me and be like, "Let's get him," I'm across the street.
See, that's-
if a white guy say that, I'm not gonna be that angry at him saying that. It's logical. Defend yourself. You're not supposed to be like, "Let me walk towards that beat."
That's how they get in your head, brother.
they
They
get
put it in your head, and then you see yourself in your mirror, and you're like, you motherfucker, you the issue. That's how they get you.
How do we go there?
Then we get a bunch of mirrors like, oh, you motherfuckers are issues. No, man, don't let them get into your head, brother.
Oh, well-
Don't let them get into your head. I already told you we need to go back to Africa. That's what we need to do. We need to leave. How about that?
Shit, not with that Ebola.
Ebola ain't over in Africa. What are you talking about?
And they got all them locusts.
You know Corona's headed over.
Oh, if
It's
you don't
everywhere.
think-
Dude, they put a travel ban on
you were sick-
Italy. In Italy.
Yeah.
Oh, this popping in Italy.
Yeah,
they're
it's
freaking out
everywhere.
It's like
there.
I didn't
It's
even
everywhere.
know they was popping.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they was over
It's
there.
everywhere.
Like
It's
that.
everywhere.
Italy is mad popping.
Dude, the stock market this past week has lost $6 trillion.
Yeah, that's why I don't
in
think,
1 week.
that's why I don't think they really want to say that it could be coming through the mail. But clearly,
I don't know. I mean, your theory is not far off. If you're
they don't want
because so
stock.
much. Listen,
you know,
the world
we're
is
not
connected
ordering
now.
nothing after that. People are like, I'm not ordering shit. Amazon. Listen, if you Jeff Bezos would be like, don't you say nothing. Say a word.
You got a Washington reporter, a Washington Post reporter. You tell that motherfucker, don't you put that out.
Exactly. Emma.
But you know that old saying, when it comes to money, people get funny. And what you were talking about, Ken, with the screens with the cell phones, if anything that's wrong with that, someone or somebody will make sure that issue gets fixed real quick, because no one wants to lose money. I don't care who.
And that's just one thing coming from who like
Exactly.
Yeah, it's mad production coming.
Cell
from
phones
Wuhan.
ain't bringing down the stock market
Yeah,
by
it's
$6
mad.
trillion. It's everyone
yeah.
is connected nowadays. Everything is.
Well, what
connected.
jobs do we have here? Everything's shipped overseas.
Exactly, basically, right. And now you have a report of it just appearing. Somebody just has it.
It just ain't. Just,
No.
I know what I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's
But
not
when
like
people keep
somebody
saying that, it's
came over
something-
them.
You
Yeah.
deduce there's something else taking place here. If this bad boy started, because remember we were sitting there first, we thought it was from the bats, but it was from what was it? The Golans? What was that report that I put in there like 3 weeks ago?
I thought it was just a food.
Oh, no,
but
it was
it's
the,
it was the bats had 97%, I believe, but the
pangolin.
the
Pangolin.
Oh,
the
yeah,
penguins
yeah.
had the 99% that identifies with what's appearing in human beings, and they thought that was the connection or whatever. So if we're saying it definitely came from people eating those two animals, then we know where it started from. It's not just something that just appeared all around the world. Then clearly, how did it get from there to here? Like, let's stop. Don't play me. I'm not that slow.
No.
I'm just saying, but but when
it
they're
can
saying
come multiple ways.
And again,
It come
and
multiple
what?
ways.
And so then let's take a step outside of that. What would get people from different parties, from different companies, to be silent altogether? Money. It's the
Well, that's the only
Bezos
reason
and
why
Trump
Trump
don't
is-
get along, right? But guess what? They both want that economy
Money, yeah,
popping.
yeah.
Right.
Well, that's the only reason why Trump is so adamant about getting out in front of it now, because
Of course, he wants to run on a good, strong economy.
Running a good economy. Yeah. So
Yeah. All right, speaking of locust swarms, Chinese duck platoons are waiting to be deployed in neighboring Pakistan to fight a swarm of crop-eating pests that threaten the regional food security. At least 100,000 ducks are expected to be sent to Pakistan as early as the second half of this year to combat desert locust outbreak, according to Lou Lizihai, a senior researcher for the Zhang Academy of Agricultural Science. The ducks are biological weapons and can be more effective than pesticides, said Lou, who's in charge of the projects that's been organized by his academy in tandem with the University of Pakistan. One duck is able to eat more than 200 locusts a day, Lou said in a telephone interview on Thursday.
Really?
Citing results of experiments to test the ducks searching for predation capabilities. A trial with the start of China's western region of Xinjiang later this year before the ducks are sent to Pakistan, Liu said. Swarms of desert locusts have been spreading throughout the countries from the Far East of Africa to the south of Asia, destroying crops of pasturers voracious space. The pest plagues, together unseasonal rain and a scourge of low-quality seed, has hit major crops in Pakistan, the largest producing regions, weighing out its already fragile economy, and it also has migrated into India.
I didn't know ducks eat locusts like that.
Me neither, but we saw the swarms that were over in
Africa.
West Africa, right there off the coast, and they killing it over in West Africa.
they ravaged them. It's like
They're
one
not
of the
even talking
worst
about them
ever.
getting to Africa. These ducks ain't made it to Africa yet. They be like, let them. They got to do what they got to do. To gauge how serious a locust attack can be, look to Africa. The cost to fight desert locusts in the continent's east has doubled to 128 million, with more countries being affected each day. The UN's Food and Agriculture Organization said the situation remains extremely alarming in the Horn of Africa, while there has been significant movement of swarms over the Arabian Peninsula that has reached both sides of the Persian Gulf. The FAO said the latest locust watch report.
It's that damn climate change, man.
Said, yep.
Yeah.
Definitely, man.
I saw-
it's like the Bible, basically. Wow.
I saw-
this is ravaging crops. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I saw an article up in Vermont. Is it Vermont? Vermont. There is a outbreak of winter ticks. And they said that basically they having people come up there to hunt the moose, because the moose,
It's carrying them.
they're attracted to the moose up there, and
So
basically
they're killing the moose out.
they basically want you to come up there and kill the moose because that's what the ticks are going to. They said they found on one moose 90,000 ticks.
Damn. I feel sorry for that moose.
90,000 ticks.
Do you know how bad
winter
it is?
ticks? They said they're bigger than regular ticks, and he said they found one 90,000. Probably found on a dead carcass.
Do you know how
or
bad
dead
it
one.
is to have 90,000 ticks on you and no hands?
Right.
You can't even scratch. You got to find a treat.
Yeah, you gotta do something.
Like, you can't just.
I mean,
scratch your back.
they already have those kind of insects on them anyway because they're out in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to Chanel. She was like, "Why they gotta kill a moose? Like, what you gonna get a moose a bath? Shit. Come here, Moosey. Let me scrub you down, Moosey.
Oh, so you killed a moose though, but we can't talk about SARS.
What the hell SARS got to do?
Fucking savage.
Hey, listen.
You don't care about the motherfucking animals, huh?
No, definitely. Listen, I would say maybe you can kind of
I'm
like
just joking. Kill all the moose.
I would say if you can get them and you put them in some type of captivity, like a zoo or something like that,
They still gonna be ticked out.
No, they can wash them off.
Like
There.
it's man.
Yeah,
You can't wash. Listen, what type of shampoo?
You
Is that
sedate
the
them.
same shampoo that you use to get the crabs off?
Hey, man, probably.
Like, you get this crab shampoo on you, moose, and get these crabs off.
Go to Walgreens to get that shampoo.
You just get a power washer and just blow them off.
Yeah, probably. I don't
Ticks
know.
dig into your skin, though. Remember
Yeah, they
used to have
do.
to Burn
They do.
the tick off because they dig into your skin.
Yeah, there you go.
They're just not on your hair, just chilling.
No, they're not. They're not.
Power
They're not.
wash it and then set it on fire.
Yeah,
there you go.
Damn. Well, they're on fire. Sorry, Moose, you're gonna be
Don't worry, the ticks will come off.
smooth today. You're gonna be a smooth moose today. They're probably
Put it
sitting-
on that rotating like spick thing.
Oh my
that
god!
they put them on.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far now, right? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you two over here? What's wrong with you two over here
I was
today?
just thinking, are we gonna waste that dead moose meat? But it's got on the
They got a lot of meat.
I don't think you
I
want
don't
that.
want them ticks on there, but damn, well, that's a lot of moose meat.
That's a lot of meat.
That's a lot of starving
You
people.
just cut off the top layer. It's probably
You
good.
clean the meat
with all that tick
blood. I mean, spit. Yeah, man.
just-
It's
like,
in the
cut off the
system
top
now.
layer.
This fermentation of tick spit is really helping to soften up this moose meat.
Hey, y'all ever had?
Adds such a flavor.
I know, right?
Have you ever
A
had?
hint of tick.
You ever had moose? Anybody ever had moose before?
No,
You ever had moose?
I haven't.
No.
Okay,
Y'all
I haven't
killed
either.
mooses?
No, I haven't.
I had some raccoon.
I've had venison. Deer,
I had venison.
Well,
too.
venison ain't number baby goat, ain't no baby
no,
lamb.
deer.
Deer.
That's deer.
Deer.
What is baby lamb? Well, baby.
Veal, you're thinking of baby cow.
Oh, okay. What did you say?
He
Venison.
said venison.
Oh, venison. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Baby goat and lamb.
I was one of them. I heard the V first.
I had something.
That's
with,
baby cow,
with
though.
buckshot in it. I remember my uncle gave me some meat, and I was like, "It's a lot of buckshot in
Like-
this meat." Yeah, I was like,
Oh, it's good, Unc.
"It wasn't worth it. It wasn't.
I never had raccoon before.
It ain't worth it.
Tastes like
That's
chicken.
not a good meat.
No, it's not. It's not. It tastes like
People eat it though.
meat.
Yeah, but it's not a good one.
It ain't one of those.
It's gamey.
It was a little bit.
I think the most exotic thing I ever had was alligator.
I think I've had alligator.
I had elk before. It was elk cousin to the moose.
Yes.
Okay. I
And
had
a cousin to the deer.
Yeah.
I had an elk burger before. It was pretty good.
At least
Bison.
It's lean.
I've had bison.
Lean too. Lean meat.
Bison. I think I had bison before too.
That you usually cook those. Most people that don't like a little red in that, you're going to overcook it. Those meats you got to leave a little bit red because it's not a lot of fat in it.
Yeah.
And that is Dan Davis' Helpful Cooking Tip. All right. Climate change activism and popular culture may be associated with woke millennials and graying hippies, but some of the most dire warnings about global warming are coming today from national security professionals. As Trump administration has downplayed climate change as a national priority, it has increasingly fallen to members of the military and intelligence establishment to argue to keep the focus and resources in climate change. On the whole, they treat the global warming not as an environmental phenomenon or a moral imperative, but rather as a force capable of altering the national security outlook. The calculus is, as it happens, more like a simple math. They see climate change as an epidemic of the ability to fight future wars, explains Michael Clare, author of the new book All Hell Breaks Loose, The Pentagon's Perspective on Climate Change. Clare says the bases in North America and the South Pacific prone to flooding, missile interceptors in Alaska are in danger of melting permafrost, and the U.S. could be hampered in potential conflicts with Russia and China. Their capacity to wage war is being degraded by climate change. This much is clear in a series of dire scenarios outlined in a new report by the Center of Climate and Security, a nonpartisan Washington think tank that considers global warming from a national security perspective. It depicts a volatile world where water-hoarding warlords and border-closing nationalists up in long-established security arrangements.
We gonna have water wars?
Plunging the world into chaos.
be Mad Max,
in other
bro.
words, the Hollywood Clyde thriller on playing out in real life.
Yeah. What was in that movie? Was it Kevin Costner? No,
it's Kevin Costner.
Yeah, Waterworld. Yeah, back in the
Waterworld,
day,
right?
yeah.
Gills, he could breathe underwater. They spent like $40 billion on that bus.
And it
Did anyone see the new Mad Max?
The first, yeah, of course.
I saw like
Not the
half
first
of it.
one, the newest one.
I thought they haven't.
With Tom
Yeah.
Hardy? I think I saw like half of it.
Whoa, they got two new.
No,
No,
just
just the one.
But they are making another.
Yeah, but it's been
Oh,
held up.
really?
They're gonna make two more.
It's been held up.
Yeah.
It's been held up.
really?
It's supposed to have been out, I think, by now.
Yeah, the script's already
Something
written,
other
but
than-
the director
But you're talking
feels
about the
he's
one
getting
that came out
screwed.
like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
With Tom
Yeah,
Hardy.
yeah.
I saw like half of it. I ain't
You
seen the
only
whole
saw
time.
half of that?
I only saw half of it.
Visually, it was worth it.
You know, I've seen articles saying it's like a top 5 movie.
Visually,
I
it
kind of
was-
think it is.
Visually, it's over the top.
What
That's
do
the one
you-
with Charlize
wait a minute.
Theron in it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Visually.
Hold on, wait a minute. You said top 5 movie. We won't get back to this, but top 5 movie overall, like all time? Mm-hmm. Really?
I really
Didn't pull
liked
me
it.
in like
I was
that.
blown away.
I don't believe you only watched half of it though.
I only watched half of it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. So I don't see why you only. I mean,
I don't know what happened. I turned it
that
off.
one was worth watching. Again,
I can find
the
it
things
again,
they did on there visually is like, whoa.
Really?
It was awesome.
Maybe I was watching a bad copy and was like, I don't know.
Oh, you was watching a bootleg?
You bootleg that?
That one you gotta watch. You gotta,
Probably.
Yeah.
you gotta watch.
You
that
need to
for real.
maximize your
Yeah,
TV over
Wait, is it on? Is it on cable anywhere?
Yeah, it's out on DVD.
My phone is fine.
Star Wars on a
You
screen.
don't pay for these TVs, dog, not to use.
I only got one really good TV in the
No,
house.
Okay, well,
that's
guess what?
out
You
on DVD
use that
like
one
years
good
ago.
TV.
I haven't. I think I tried to watch it when it not first came out, but like a little bit afterwards, and I was like, whatever. I mean, I liked Mad Max growing up back in the day as a kid, but this one, something pulled me to it. Now back to the story right here. It's amazing.
Thunderdome.
It's amazing how people who are on the right love to get on people who are very like who are not into, but really want to speak about or push people to understand the impact of climate change. But the military is like, they're like 10, 15, 20 years ahead of us because they know what's coming.
They're supposed to.
And usually people on the right, seemingly, but I don't think so anymore. They can't pull this bullshit no more. It's kind of like, oh, well, we're so pro military. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk about our soldiers like that. Yes, we always defend. Stand up when you listen to the national anthem. But it's like, what about the climate change? That shit ain't real. China doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's the weirdest
And they
thing.
started the aerospace division.
Yes, it's the weirdest thing. But climate change is for real. It's for real. And the army, listen, man, they probably know some shit about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Blow our mind. You think about they know aliens? No, they know some shit what's happening here with climate change, and they
Preach it,
know
D.
it, and they know it, and we don't really know what's happening. They ain't gonna tell us that shit. We need to hear that shit.
But you know, when we get the information in the public, it's almost too late anyway, because like you said,
It's right.
other people are ahead
See,
of
this
us.
probably been too late 20 years ago.
Yeah. It's
To
just
be,
like,
to be honest with you.
yeah, just pay attention to movies like that. That deal with subjects like that. It's all they're telling you if you really pay attention.
Yeah.
What's coming? What's already here? We just last wants to know.
Real quick, the report places the Pentagon squarely in global warming fight. The fight has been largely abandoned by agencies like the Environmental Protection Agency and the Department of Interior,
Because the president come in and cut the funding from
where
the budget.
political appointees with backgrounds in oil and gas
Yeah.
industries have roundly rejected the scientific consensus on climate change. The nation's military does not have the luxury, Claire argues, not when rising sea levels caused by melting polar ice caps threaten Norfolk Naval Shipyard, one of the biggest naval installations in the world, situated on the coast of Virginia. It has been devastated by floods 9 times in the last decade, so basically every year.
My man.
By the way, did you-
Chicago was damn near the coast off the lake. Beaches are being
where
wiped
I grew
away.
up, where I walked, you can't walk there.
Yes.
Right on 67th right there, you cannot walk along.
Come on, y'all. Y'all don't think that's something? It's fucking Chicago.
Did you guys see the anti-Greta Thunberg?
I saw something like that on Twitter. Somebody pushing, talking about being an
Yeah,
anti.
this German kid is saying how it's a it's a hoax, basically. And now they're having her be the star speaker of it.
Josh,
It's just, no, I'm just saying, it's just crazy. We may actually go through another San Andreas type of thing. So it's just interesting to think of how far ahead the government really is compared to what we already know. And that's with everything. It's not just climate change.
We don't even know who
Medicine,
killed Kennedy.
It's medicine. Right.
technology.
Oh, man,
All that.
Bush.
All of that.
Remind you
stuff.
that there was only one person alive that was alive back then that they still have redacted stuff for, and he wasn't running there, but one of the best agents in the CIA. Like, I was watching this thing talking about, well, why is the Kennedy stuff not out? Who benefits from it not being out? And old man Bush is the only person still alive from back then that was doing dirt.
Old man Bush is dead.
No, he's not.
I don't think he is.
He's not dead.
Bush?
Yeah, old man Bush is not dead.
They
Barbara-
daddy? Both of them are dead.
Oh man, what are you?
Both of them.
What are you talking
The
about?
father and the mother. George.
the mother is
mother's
definitely-
passed away.
No,
It's
D,
just the
he's
mother.
not dead.
Yeah, the mother's
dead.
passed
He's
away.
not
yeah.
dead. And you saying that like you
Wait
know
a minute.
for sure.
Hold on.
We're telling you no.
You talking about? You ain't talking about
No, he
Lil
did
Bush.
die.
Not
He's
Lil Bush.
dead.
He's dead.
No,
He's dead. Yes.
Died in 2018,
Yes.
Oh, really?
November 30th.
I didn't know that. We didn't nobody knew that.
Why y'all looking at me like that motherfucker alive? No, he's not.
All of you. I'm the only one that had your back.
He's dead. Yeah, right.
You didn't have it at first. You was over here with us.
Hey, I went on the right bandwagon. You go down with the ship.
Yeah, man, he been dead. I think he died like a few months after his wife, or maybe like a year after his wife. After what's it, Barbara? Barbara. Yeah. Oh yeah, he died.
Wow.
You don't remember that?
Bad documentary you watched, Ken.
No, it probably came out in 2017.
No, George Bush, that motherfucker still out there. He knows some shit. These motherfuckers in the ground. No, you know
Listen,
what?
you think he was in charge of the CIA? You think he really
Oh, I'm
dead?
not. No.
joking,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
joking.
right.
No. Because remember,
He's with Walt Disney.
No, because remember, I think either the family came out and said that they didn't want the Trumps there. I know
Barbara
that,
said she didn't want him there for sure.
but they kind of crashed. They crashed Barbara's funeral.
Barbara's
How you going to keep out the
I
president?
don't think they crashed.
No,
Barbara's.
I know that. I know they crashed John McCain's. They weren't
I was
supposed
going
to.
to say McCain for sure.
They were
Yeah,
definitely not
you
invited
didn't
to
want him there,
McCain's,
yeah.
but I think Jared and Ivanka came. I think even Junior went. I'm not for sure. I know them two went. It was like they ain't even supposed to be there.
Right.
But I think either Barbara or Daddy Bush was like, no, we don't want them
Barbara
there. And
said
they
she
came.
didn't
Barbara.
want him. Barbara
Was it
said-
Barbara?
Barbara
She
said
definitely
she
said she didn't want him there.
Yeah,
I didn't know old man Bush was dead, so I can't speak to that.
Yeah.
All right, listen.
He been
All
there.
right. Pointing towards South America, keeping with the Dan Davis Science climate change segment.
Okay.
Pointing towards South America like an icy finger, the Arctic Peninsula is one of the fastest warming regions on Earth. The peninsula's two major glaciers, or shall I say glaciers, the Thaltes Glacier and the Pine Island Glacier, are retreating toward the mainland faster than new ice can form, chipping away the continent's coast a little more each year.
Wow.
This week, all the melting ice left behind a surprise that could change the map of the regions permanently. An uncharted island, long buried in ice, but finally visible below sea level for the first time. Researchers with the International Thwaites Glacier Offshore Research Project discovered an island earlier this week while sailing off the coast of Pine Island Glacier ice shelf. The small island is about 1,500 feet long, 350 meters, and mostly covered in ice, but rises from the sea with a layer of brown rock distinctive from the surrounding glacier and iceberg.
Whoa! You can see brown rock down there off the glacier.
Yeah. It says,
Oh, wow.
Rises with a layer of brown rock distinct from the surrounding glacier. After making a brief landfall, the researchers confirmed that the island is made of volcanic granite and even hosts a few resident seals, according to the expedition members John Marshallek, a doctoral student at the Imperial College of London. There's no other rocky outcroppings like this visible for more than 40 miles in any direction. Researchers tentatively named the uncharted outcropping Sith Island after the Norse goddess associated with Earth.
Now think about the Horn of Africa. Am I saying that right? The Horn of Africa. That's the bottom, right? The South America, things of that. South Africa. Prime point, as you just said, of being underwater in a little bit of time. You always hear about Florida. You don't hear you hear a little bit about the East Coast of the United States, and we can bring it home to Chicago. The sea levels are rising. Lake Michigan City out there in Indiana, the Indiana Dunes and stuff like that, right off the lake, that's being eroded. You go to Rogers Park up north on the north side, they have beaches up there, literally gone. You go, as Ken said over here, by Rainbow Beach, kind of south where we're at in South Shore. The walkways are underwater. I don't understand how people are not like alarmed by
Well,
this.
I mean, it's the same world that people
Because you
live
get your
in.
Netflix and you get your packages
If
on
it doesn't
Amazon 2
directly
days.
affect me or my family, I'm not going to be concerned.
But it
Well, a lot of
is,
people
though.
don't
It
believe
is,
in
though.
it.
People don't believe in it because they don't.
They're burying their heads in the
Yeah,
sand.
and it's also because they viewed it now being wrapped up in a partisan debate. And so since I'm this and your party's saying that, and you also have people that are still tied crazily to Manifest Destiny. These people that want to just burn through all the natural resources before they're off the planet.
Yeah.
Like
I'm going to be
nobody-
dead, so it don't matter.
Yeah, which is the stupidest thing ever to me, where it's like, let's keep burning fossil fuels, let's keep fracking, rather than looking at sustainable and other uses of power as far as wind and solar, especially now with these solar panels are getting cheap as you know what. It doesn't make sense for
I've been
us.
looking to try to get some on my house.
I wanted to actually have a company install
Yeah,
them joints
yeah.
for a couple years ago, and the wind turbines, because you could always sit there and make money off of that, even especially with the subsidies that they have.
Yeah.
But for anybody to sit there and think, and we live in it, look, this has been a mild winter. Listen, climate change is the shit until my kids got to live through it. Because in 100 years, we talk about this a lot on the show. I always say that in you being a murderer of trees,
What?
you can. You gotta stop letting you.
fell on my
You
garage.
gotta stop letting you blacks buy
The
property.
tree
'Cause the first
fell
thing y'all
on
do is
my garage.
Start cutting these trees down.
I look outside and the tree's laying on top of my garage. It had to go.
While you sitting there with a chainsaw, cutting it down. Just cut it the wrong. But it's the thing. The funny thing, and I brought this up before. One thing is great about a city like Chicago are trees. But these trees in 100 years will not be able to live in this climate because our climate will be similar to Georgia and Atlanta. And we will have to have trees that are from that region because these trees, when it's going to be warmer, aren't going to be able to make it here. And that's just that's how close it is to coming. And we keep acting like that's a generation and a half. That's a generation and a half, basically, as far as a life.
Winter ticks. That's all you got to hear.
Yeah, we were talking about this on and off air before.
Mooses.
Mises.
That's all you got to hear.
We were talking.
Is it Meese?
No, it's a
I was
moose.
gonna say, damn.
Moose is singular and plural,
That we
right?
rocking with Meese.
I believe so.
Yeah,
Man, listen, them Meeses out there wild.
These Mises.
but we were talking about
Just
this.
say to a Budweiser.
Sure did.
Oh,
I had one a long time.
We were talking about this.
There's a reason.
We were talking about this on and off the air, Ken, about the climate change, especially here in Chicago. Like I said, we're not living through winters like we used to live through when we
that's
were
good.
kids.
That's a good thing.
And,
good shit.
on a personal note, I agree with you, but
Drive through all that snow and shit.
right, there you go.
Yeah.
But look at the weather patterns. At least the last couple of years. Remember last year we had the polar vortex,
And it
which
shit got
event-
so crazy, Justin
right? And
Smollett
it
had to
stretched
run outside and
right, and it stretched throughout most of the country. And then this winter, what was the most inches of snow we had? Like maybe 5 inches at best.
Maybe.
That's it.
In one
fall.
One fall, yeah.
I don't think it's been five.
I don't think so.
It has been. It didn't stick though. That's the thing because the ground's been so warm
Right.
that those first few inches basically melted away.
So,
I mean, we had a 55-degree Christmas.
yeah,
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Was it that warm?
It was like, yeah.
it was nice as fuck.
It was like 50-some degrees outside.
I was
on
so
Christmas.
sick. I was so sick around that time. I didn't know what the hell was going
Yeah,
on.
I mean, I was.
This is
But climate change is real.
it's supposed to be 50. It's supposed to be 50 degrees tomorrow.
It's like 55 tomorrow.
Man, in February in Chicago, it's supposed to be like fucking 2.
Hey, don't argue over
Well,
that,
it's
bro.
technically March, but if you want to get real technical.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. It's loop. It's leap
This is why I
year.
told you why.
Extra day in
last
Black History
week-
Month.
Last week,
Happy Leap Day.
Don't go crazy out there, folks.
We used to lose our mind in Carbondale because it would be February and it'll be 60-something degrees and we'd be like, fuck class.
Yeah.
Like, we
I can
can't
believe that.
watch these
real.
rides.
I can believe that.
Fuck. We just came back from Chicago 2 weeks ago. It was freezing. We wake up one morning, we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I can only imagine. I never been anywhere in the wintertime. I never been anywhere. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been outside of Chicago in the wintertime.
I've been.
I don't think I've ever have.
The trip that I just said opened up the show with going to Vegas and that was when we came back to Chicago. It was about an inch of ice on the side of my truck.
Damn.
Or whatever car we was in that day, it was an inch of ice there. I mean, it was frozen. And we just came from LA. It was like, damn, right? Like,
I think I went to Vegas. But that was spring break.
it's cool around this time in Vegas.
Yeah, shit.
Because it's the desert. I mean,
Now it is.
yeah,
No,
I'm
when
saying-
I went,
yeah.
I went doing spring break
and it
my
was what,
sophomore
50,
year.
It was around 50 or 60.
Out there?
Yeah.
No, it was
Because you got
100
that dry
degrees.
heat atmosphere out there.
I went, but see,
It was hot than I had never experienced anything like that before.
I went.
It was 40 degrees here. I remember because we got we was doing it. I was 19 years old, and my people was like, all right, we going to Vegas. Because we got cousins that live out there, too. So we going to go to Vegas for spring break. I'm like, all right, cool. So me, my mama, my daddy, and my grandmama, we went out there, right? And her cousins, my grandmama cousins live out there.
You know my cousins like to gamble, huh?
No, they don't fucking gamble. No, they just been living out there for like 20-something, 30 years. They just live out there.
Yeah, it's funny how like
it's like
outside
this-
the strip, it's like just regular.
Yeah, that's why I told you about the lady who was talking about the Bloods and the Crips.
Homeless people.
Yeah, there is a lot of it.
Oh yeah, I told you about the lady talking
Until
about
they sweep 'em away
the
to-
lady working
to
in
Los Angeles.
in a hotel talking about the Bloods and Crips and how he was shooting and shit. But no, we left here. My old man got a limousine for us. Like, yeah, we want to take a limousine to Midway. I'm like, okay. So I left. I had a hoodie and a leather on, right? An Averex leather, something like that. It was cold that day. I kept it on. Even I probably kept the hoodie on, but not the leather on the plane. So I
You still have the Pele on you?
probably did. I was like, hey man, I'll bring a Pele to the West Coast. No, so before we even landed, I just started sweating. And I was like, what's wrong with my body? Like, why am I sweating so much? Like, what the fuck is going on? It was like March or something. I'm like, and before I even landed, I started sweating. I'm like,
You still had on
what
the
the
Pele
fuck
Pele
is?
and the leather?
No, I think I just had the hoodie on. I probably put the I probably put the leather back on because I was leaving because I was coming off the plane. I'm not thinking I'm a dumb 19-year-old. I know it's hot in Vegas,
Yeah.
but it's like, well, how hot is it? And I walked out like, it's motherfucking like 100 degrees right now. Like, what the hell's going on? I've never been outside of Chicago that far west before.
Okay.
So I was like, what is going on? So that's the only
You
time.
didn't have a TV?
No, I wasn't paying attention.
I mean, you could. It's been
Dude,
historically.
I probably saw it. I probably saw it, but I didn't
desert mean?
comprehend. I didn't comprehend it. I've never been around a fucking desert.
I'm bringing the leather to the desert.
You were too high in high school, D. You forgot deserts get extremely cold
high
at
school-
night and extremely hot during the day.
High school and college, I was, but I didn't put the two together. I didn't put the two and two
See,
together.
my daddy needed the limo for y'all to smoke that cheap all the way.
Listen, Chicago is a fucking swamp for the most part. I mean, swampland, really, originally. Yeah. So, I mean, I never experienced anything like a desert. I never been that far west in my life before. So it was kind of like, whoa, it is hot as hell. Now, granted, like you said, at nighttime, it was like, damn, it's fucking cold. Where my Pele Pele at?
Nighttime, make it.
I was like, damn. And then it's like, as soon as like 9 o'clock, it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Why it's so hot? Like, get me out of this place.
How are you going to go to the West Coast, D? You're not going to be able to make it out there.
I could not that far southwest. I couldn't.
Where you gonna go?
Maybe north. Maybe like in San Francisco, I'd probably be fine up there. But
I think NoCal is.
NoCal is probably be more my speed.
Yeah,
I can't deal with that.
So expensive.
Yeah.
I know.
So expensive.
Yeah, I know, but I can't deal with no 120 degrees.
I mean,
Fuck
when you look
that.
at the fires, like,
It's dry heat.
I don't care if my people is from the motherland. Fuck that.
How are you going to go back to Africa?
Not with all this. Not with all this.
Egypt, where you at?
Not with all this. Not with all this rape blood and all of us.
What?
I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Not the same type of koalas.
No, we're not.
This koala don't fit like.
We ain't the same, y'all. I love it. I'm coming, but we ain't the same.
This West Carolina could take some winner. But
North Africa, please.
no, I personally I want to live in, I guess, around LA at some point. But those fires now.
The whole state is dry. It be on fire for like half the year.
But
Vegas, bro.
I'm always
Vegas.
I'm never living in
Houston.
I would
never
live in
willingly
Vegas.
living in the desert.
Wait a minute, real quick. How is Houston? I want to
I love
get to Houston. I want to really get to
Everything's bigger.
Houston.
They're hot and
But
humid.
it's just too damn. It's too spread out, ain't it?
It's like Chicago.
Like Chicago.
Yeah, but I mean,
It's not.
They don't have the L.
But
This is
it's like-
Chicago.
They don't have a train.
It's coming though.
Yeah, it's coming. Everybody's moving down to Houston and Dallas.
It's coming. Yeah.
But
They got too many
love
floods.
Houston.
I'm
I
not
love
saying it's
Houston.
bad. I'm not saying it's bad.
See, Texas.
I love
Texas. They don't pay.
I don't like.
Ain't no
Texas.
income tax. Those
I don't
state
like-
taxes. and all
That's
that.
the shit
I
that
don't like all
worries
that
me.
syrup. I don't like
ain't
all
no
that
taxes.
lean in my
No,
drink.
the fact that these motherfuckers don't pay taxes worry me, because that's why they had them motherfucking floods. And be like, damn,
That's what I'm
what
saying, too
we
many
gonna
floods,
do?
yep.
They don't pay no damn taxes down there. Pay your fucking taxes, and then you won't have the city
Well, they'll still
underwater.
have floods, but you mean they'll have.
But at least they have the infrastructure
to take
for
care of
it.
the floods.
Yeah, they don't pay no damn taxes. Any places say like, you know what, we don't pay no income tax. Something's wrong down there. Florida and Texas. Just saying. Just saying.
I have no problem with
What about Vegas? They have no income tax, but they got the gambling.
But they got the gamblings and the nightlife.
prostitutes.
You listen,
And they got professional sports teams in there now.
Yeah, now they got a football
They got
team.
NFL, NHL, and maybe Major League Baseball in a few years. Just saying.
Oh, really? It's a rumor about that?
They may have a baseball team.
I mean, they're the most attractive
NBA
city to
gonna go
move
there,
to
too.
right
They
now.
Oh, the
gonna go
Diamondbacks. Are the Diamondbacks thinking about moving to Vegas? Is it the Diamondbacks thinking about moving to
Arizona?
Vegas?
Yeah, I think that was a rumor.
That was
I
a
don't
rumor,
know,
right?
I don't know if it's a legitimate, but that was a rumor.
But they can't expand no more in baseball. They can't add no more.
They wanted to. That's what Manfred said. Want to add more teams.
They need to put one in Virginia. Despite concerns from racial injustice activists, a North Carolina branch from the Hilton hotel chain will host a gathering devoted to valorizing the Confederacy, which fought the Civil War explicitly to keep Black Americans enslaved. On the last day of Black History Month, the sons of
On a leap year at
the sons on a leap. You sons of bitches.
They waited 4 years for this.
Ooh, that last day. The Sons of Confederate Veterans will hold its annual Stephen D. Lee Conference, named after the Confederate general, on Saturday, February 29th at the Embassy Suites in the Hilton. I kind of want to be here for that. Be there for that. You sons of bitches.
On a leap,
going down.
stay in the middle. On a leap year, on a leap year, y'all have to do this, huh?
Last
Couldn't
month,
let us have 29.
Brandy Collins Dexter,
Basically.
senior campaign director for the nation's largest racial justice digital organization, Color of Change, wrote a letter to the hotel asking it not enable hate by rejecting the Sons of Confederate presence at their hotel. They're much like neo-Nazis, recognize the Confederate iconography as shorthand expression of white supremacy in the deadly ways its interest in the intersects with the country's toxic legacy of racism, Collins Dexter wrote in the letter, a copy of which was shared to HuffPost. Allowing this hate-filled organization space at your hotel validates its existence and intentions, Collins Dexter continued. Furthermore, with known connections to the KKK, having this convening at the Brier Creek Embassy Suite jeopardized the safety and comforts of hotel's guests. Color of Change said the hotel never responded to the letter. The hotel did not respond to multiple requests from HuffPost. Although our hotels are places that are welcome, we do not adopt or endorse the views of individuals or groups that serve. A spokesperson from the hotel franchisor Hilton Worldwide Holdings told the HuffPost, "We reject discrimination and white supremacy in any form, as Embassy Suites by Hilton Brier is independently owned and operated."
Now, as much as I hate racists, as much as I hate the KKK and anything tied to it, I will say this.
They got the right to gather.
They got the right to gather. Because I wouldn't want nobody to come around me and say, like, you can't have the right to gather. I think that's the thing with America. You have to be able to take the good with the bad.
Yep.
Not saying that they should be able, their thoughts should be able to be, not saying their thoughts should be made into policy or law or anything like that, but they should have the right to gather. That's just my personal
Not during
opinion.
Black History Month, though.
They could have waited a day.
That's all I'm saying.
They could have waited
So
a day.
since they crossed that line, fuck them.
I'll roll with you on that one.
Yeah, I mean, because they did that on purpose.
Oh, yeah, they did.
I'm cool with that.
They did that shit on purpose.
I believe that.
Yeah, so fuck them for life. They could have done that shit March the 1st.
I believe that.
All right.
Do you have that story with the 4-inch statue?
No,
What was the story?
it didn't make it.
What was it?
The comedians, like this comedian group that did like famous pranks across like America.
Okay.
They they made a 4-inch or commissioned a 4-inch statue of a Confederate soldier in front of the Iowa State House because one of their like senators or something was like hardcore Confederate.
Okay.
and saying a bunch of racist stuff, so they got this little statue to mock them. They said racists are small people in mind, so we got a
that's a
4-inch
good one.
statue for you.
Then you should have picked it up and threw it at him.
Well, it's cemented in the ground. It's all.
Oh, they
yeah,
actually
it's
put
there.
it there. Oh, well, you should walk to it so he can trip over it.
It's on standing on something.
Damn.
It's like the thing is like it's about that tall that it's standing on.
Oh, wow.
And then the little thing, it wasn't that bad. Good.
Okay.
The story wasn't that deep. I couldn't pull enough out of it. I don't think it was bad, but
Yeah, that's why I was throwing it in here.
wise, I couldn't.
I was throwing it into this one.
You did. It didn't make it.
No, man. How do you allow that to happen on Black History Month? In Black History Month.
Well, they agree.
Oh, it's North Carolina.
They agree with it.
They don't even want trans in the wrong bathroom.
North Carolina, but North Carolina is turning into a pretty liberal state. It's pretty solid blue.
Yeah.
North Carolina,
Yeah.
it's
That
pretty
still doesn't
blue.
mean they got some people that.
They got that.
Flaming
I don't know
They
if
got-
they're
they got-
solid
they got those-
blue.
Yeah, dude.
Every
Yeah, damn
election,
near.
I thought they were
Damn
one of
near.
those kind of
Dude, North
lesser
Carolina
swing
is
states.
pretty. North Carolina is pretty blue now.
Hey, I don't understand how. I mean, North maybe with.
The South, no.
I was about
The
to
North,
say,
yes.
But
with
it's just
South Carolina's
Raleigh and the
about to
college
have
cities,
Brent
right?
Biden through today. He about to get those delegates today.
Oh yeah, he winning all them delegates down
But
there.
I don't even understand why y'all living in South Carolina.
Why you say that? I heard South Carolina's a beautiful state. I heard Charleston is beautiful.
I
It
think-
is a
I think
beautiful
it's
state.
beautiful.
Beautiful. I think a lot of black folks live in
What's
Charleston.
is Myrtle Beach down there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's beautiful,
Carolina.
but this is
Yeah.
the facts. That's like better Mississippi to me.
South Carolina?
Yeah, I'm good.
I feel you. Well,
I'm not this black. This ain't the type of black for down there.
I think the Carolinas.
Way too up in there for me.
I think the Carolinas are just very
I know you better not go
segregated.
down there.
They are.
They've been and hung your little ass.
Because like, certain parts of South Carolina
you
you'd
so
like.
up in it, Negro. You so up in it.
I'm a man of the people.
Get a rope.
No, certain parts of South
Brother Bunker
Carolina
strikes
you'd like.
again.
I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm just still.
And you'd fit in.
For me,
Hey, I think you fit in Charleston.
listen.
It's a black
that's the
city.
problem with y'all.
That's a black
I
city,
can't
dude.
just be somewhere and be like, once you leave city lines, it's your ass. When you be like certain parts.
Yeah, I'm not saying move there.
Like, for instance, here in Illinois.
Take your ass to Mount Greenwood.
For the most part,
you feel like that
Illinois-
too.
No, I go to Mount Greenwood. Negroes are having breakfast all the time.
Yeah, they do.
You see them walking around in Greenwood.
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. We coming
so,
there.
Still, the lynching factor is low. I like the places where the lynching factors are low.
Yeah.
I don't know about.
I mean, you
y'all.
can't go
I feel-
south.
I feel you. I feel you.
All right.
But that means you can't even go south no matter what.
It's fine, bro. I'm good.
Not even for a
I go to
vacation.
Georgia. I go to Georgia.
You can't go to vacation.
Yo,
Oh, I go to Georgia.
Savannah?
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Hey, there's
Savannah,
that fear.
Atlanta.
I'm good at Georgia.
Yeah.
We good.
Savannah, Atlanta's probably fine.
Savannah's
Ma-
like 10 minutes
I don't know about
from
Macon.
South Carolina. You
know
can
about
live in
Macon,
Savannah.
Georgia.
Wouldn't cross that state line, brother.
What about Augusta?
I fuck with Augusta.
Hell yeah.
Just
the
don't
Masters
go-
are there, baby.
Right.
I go up there, put on a butler suit, and go make me a little bit of change. So
That would be the
proud of
day.
you.
I can just imagine.
what'd you say?
It's like Forrest Whitaker will be proud of you.
Shit, I bet
Just
they be
don't
cleaning up around
don't
the
go
Masters.
too far south because you got northern Florida. That shit is basically like Mississippi.
Hey, remember though, you go to Augusta, get yourself an egg salad sandwich.
I done messed with. I've messed
No,
with
the best. The
You
best.
said egg salad?
Yep.
Was it egg and peppers or no? Just eggs.
I don't know. The Masters makes the best egg sandwich or egg salad sandwich.
I stopped eating that sandwich. Like tastes like slavery.
I do want to go to the Masters one year.
Oh man, this was made by shit.
Let's go, D.
I'll go to the Masters.
I'll go with you. Let's go.
I'll go to the Masters. How much the tickets go to go?
Probably a pretty penny.
I just
But let's
told you
go.
how we can get on there. We can just go down there and work. Be like, what was that? What was the Butler show that what's the name was on?
Benson?
Yeah, Benson.
D, let me ask you: you following around people, or are you staying at a hole?
I'm following around.
I like to walk, so I probably follow around.
Following around, but I don't know who I'll follow because I want to say Tiger, but then Tiger always gonna Tiger and then take it some award from Trump, and I'll be like, damn, Tiger, you always gonna let us know.
Yeah, that does.
You
that
always
does
let us
add
know,
that
don't you,
that
Tiger?
nice sting to
Yeah,
it. He
he's
wins
like-
the Masters. You're like, yeah, Tiger.
He put it around his neck
and then
and-
he's like hanging
He
out
put
with
it around
Trump.
his neck. Tiger was like, capitulation.
No, I'll probably. Well, the Masters is 3 days, right?
4
4 days. Yeah, I would love to go down to the Masters just check
Let's
it out.
do it, baby.
I'll do it.
Let's do a road trip.
get
We
a
can do a
day.
podcast on the
They
way.
can do it a day. We
Come
in-
on, D.
We in
Or
a strip
Ken,
club.
let's
Oh,
go.
what? Now we look similar.
You think we all look alike?
You say you only do a day?
Yeah, because
Hey, I don't mind going all the hit Peachtree,
I was
brother.
about to say we got to hit.
We gotta
the
hit
booty-
Peachtree.
We going to Atlanta. We got to see the booty shake.
That's what I'm saying.
We got to see the
Listen,
booty
who
shake.
you talking
I want
to?
to spend 2 days.
Hold on. Who
Let
you
me ask y'all.
talking
Let me
to?
ask y'all this way.
Who you talking to now?
It's just
2
one day
days
at the Masters.
Look, Lloyd, we going for 3 to
one.
4 days, right?
I do all 4. I would do all 4.
At the Masters.
Yeah, I would do it too.
I do all 4.
I will give you 2, but then that means you got to give me 3 booty shake days.
Deal.
Who are you talking
Deal.
to, brother?
That is a deal, my friend.
That's money.
How
You
far-
can't
how
be
far
up
is
in that
Augusta?
strip club not dropping nothing though, right?
Well, let me
Not too far
drop.
from Atlanta,
Let me
is it?
drop, baby.
Let me tell you something.
I'll drop.
I've never paid for a lap dance, but received many of them.
Man, you can get us jumped.
Why are you insulting my strip club etiquette over
I
here?
apologize, son.
Yeah, you should. Thank you, sir.
It's a lot.
First of all,
We
you
have to
can't
pay
even
for a
come
strip
because it's
for a
too much
dance.
shake for you.
This boy can handle some shake.
He got some shake.
Shake your fast.
But yeah, how far is Augusta from Atlanta?
I don't know. We got computers. Why do
You
y'all
got a
keep
computer in front of you.
You know, if I touch this, we're not gonna be able to pull this back up. Oh Lord have mercy. We can't.
Oh no, I got to use this word program.
Computer in your pocket.
Government messing with our technology right here. See, this is why we need to know.
You know they done heard us talking about it.
Yeah, now
Blue
Google's
Flame
going
just
to know
popped up on
everything.
my phone.
They're going to be tracking us.
Augusta.
We've got 2 blacks and a white in the car. We can't let y'all go down there.
Sounds like reverse Mississippi burning.
Let me see. Atlanta, Georgia. Ooh, it's only 2 hours. Oh, we could do that.
2 hours ain't nothing.
Whoa.
It's a 9-hour drive to Atlanta?
Hold on, guys. Let's-
No, from Augusta to Atlanta is
No,
2
no,
hours.
from
No, he
here
said
to
from
Atlanta.
Oh, that's 16 hours.
Yeah, but I'm saying
is?
y'all talking about.
It's like a good 12 to 16 hours.
Yeah,
16
yeah.
hours. Really?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you're talking
it's a
about.
drive. I drove-
driving back and forth
did it
to
twice.
Augusta, back 2 hours, 4 hours a day.
No, we could do like.
Where we gonna stay at?
I'm sure they got hotels in Augusta.
So we gonna stay at Augusta for a day and a half, then go spend the rest of the time in Atlanta. Then I'm not driving back and forth from Augusta to Atlanta several times.
No. What we would do, we get down there. We'd have to spend 2 nights, I guess, in Augusta. Unless we get there, time it out. We get there for the Masters.
Are we strapped? 2 nights in Augusta.
Oh, you gotta have a piece.
I'm just saying, if Ghost.
Well, I'd
It
have
better
to
be
carry
legal.
It,
Oh, it's very legal in Atlanta. I mean, in Georgia.
yeah,
You can walk.
why would I go down? No, the serum number scratched off. It's hot. I'm coming down there with bodies on it already. That Chicago bodies on this gun, son.
Ryan has drove to Montreal in 15 hours in one city.
yeah, I'll do the whole drive.
2
I'm about to
hours
say,
ain't nothing.
Clearly, nobody has to drive.
Yeah, I'll do the whole thing. I think my record is 20 straight hours.
You driven somewhere for 20 straight hours? What the fuck did you drive? Fuck.
What part of Texas?
That's dead.
We were going all the way to Austin.
That's dead.
That's the middle of Texas.
I think I did all the way from here to. I did all the way from here to Atlanta, I believe.
Yeah, I did Atlanta. I've
did
done
from-
Atlanta.
I've done my 16.
straight.
I've
I
done my
did.
16.
We left in the middle of the. We left in the middle of the night. And I think we got down there.
Did I tell you guys with the
16
bachelor
hour
party
drive.
that I went to in South Carolina?
No.
I picked up my friend at 11 p.m. We stayed up the whole night and drove down and made it one trip. I drove the whole time down to South Carolina.
How long a drive was that?
Like the 16 hours.
Really?
Yeah, it was Hilton Head.
Wow.
And then we just dropped off our stuff and went and played golf.
That's why they make planes.
Let me tell you something. I can't
Exactly.
drive. I can't drive to the north side without getting sleepy. I fall asleep.
Yeah, that's
I'm not a good
Well,
driver.
nowadays, yeah.
That means you don't get the front seat.
used to be able
No,
to.
that
means
Now I'm like, hold on.
You can't be in the front.
No.
You get the back.
No, I get the back. No, unless I could drive very early in the morning though. If we say like, hey, we hitting the road at 5.
No, this is what I'm saying.
I
though.
can drive to like fucking 5 o'clock in the evening. I could do that. Man, I take that back. Maybe like 2.
We should time it so
I can
that
do
we
that.
get there
we're gonna just
to
put off 3
the
hours.
Augusta
Nap time.
when the Masters starts.
I get nappy about 3.
We got to take showers, bro. I can't just come up drive 18, 16
No,
hours.
no, we stop somewhere else. We don't stay in
I
Augusta.
got my balls got to be clean in the street.
We stay somewhere else, not Augusta, and then we drive.
Watch it.
Y'all trying to get this whole bath. All right,
You're
let's
whole
go
bathing,
bath.
sir. I do not hoe bathe, sir. I see you.
Let's go.
I mean, that's the perfect place to do it at. I mean, you got strippers, you got hoes that can help you with
Seems
your
like
whole
you.
bath.
It seems like you're a whole bathroom.
No.
Okay.
You know, honestly, if you don't
come in
mind
handy at some
driving,
point.
we could just stay in Atlanta. It's only 2 hours.
I just said I would go one day to Augusta if we go to Atlanta. I'm not 2 days leaving Atlanta for 2 hours to drive to Augusta. I give you
D
one
and I
Augusta.
will just go.
All right, cool.
The second day.
I could do the back and forth. 2 hours ain't bad.
Hell no.
Yeah, that
you know how
ain't
much stuff you
Two hours
could
ain't that
be,
bad.
you know how
Really
much
ain't
stuff
that
you could be doing in Atlanta rather than wasting your time driving up there.
Man, listen, it's things. It's
We're
things
going
to do.
to an event. We're not going to just
it's
watch
things-
Have you
trees.
ever been to Blue Flame in the daytime? Okay.
Have you? How is it?
I've been to the one where
I can say this.
I've been to the one where they seem.
I've never been to a strip club in Atlanta.
I've been to 3 at least. I've been to Blue Flame, the one where they film Get Low at. I've been to that. That one I've been to in the daytime.
How was the tater tots?
I've never eaten at a strip club.
Really?
Nope.
I've had pizza.
I've
had tater tots.
Seems kind of nasty.
Chicken tenders.
No.
Ooh, I would eat a strip club. You get good deals.
Yeah.
You get good deals.
You get good deals.
You gotta get all that.
Here, sir, a side of chlamydia.
Hey, Corona's breathing down my neck. I don't care about the herpes.
On the house.
Here's a Corona.
Man, I've known cats to go to strip clubs for their lunch.
I know cats.
Yeah. Sometimes they had good deals. I can go get a steak. I'll go get some, what like
Nobody watches Parks and Rec
That
in
money
here, right?
belongs to the ladies.
Did you watch Parks and Rec?
Oh, yeah.
Remember when he's at the strip club, Ron? He's like, never turns down a breakfast buffet.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Some people go.
Full of crabs.
Some people go for. Why are you disparaging those ladies like that?
I mean,
They could be clean.
Yeah.
some of them.
Come on.
I mean, actually, where I went to in Atlanta, they were top notch.
Here, let me ask you a question. You ever seen a male stripper?
No.
What do you mean?
Have you ever seen a male stripper perform in front of you?
No.
No.
I can take it. You
No.
I have.
You like that dick swinging?
Dirty D.
Shake that tater tot.
I can see D's head going from side to side now, like a
D.
metronome.
No.
Dirty D's at it again.
Now, D, was that enough
Show me what
shake
you want
for
to
you?
do. That is, well, sir, I see you, sir.
Was that too much shake for you, D?
He's like, you need me to stir that drink? Dip? Thank you, sir.
I need a volunteer.
No. My buddy's mother, who since passed away, she hit me up. She's like, yeah, we having a retirement party for my mother. She used to work at the post office or CT, one of them. Forgot where it was at, but it was over this way, and we pulled up. And
Bring that shit over here.
it was out east.
Bring your dick swinging
It
ways.
was
over.
out east.
Out east.
So she told us, she's like, yeah, it's gonna be some strippers there. I'm like, for your mama's retirement party? I'm like, fuck, we in our strip club mode though. So we was like, yeah, we'll be there. She's like, yeah, it's gonna be a male stripper and a female stripper. So I'm like, I ain't worried about the dude or like that. Let's see what the chick look like. So we went, and it was only a guy. And I mean, he just walking around with his sleeve on his man meat. And I'm like, where's the lady at? So I had to sit here.
The lady was there. You just didn't
So why you
recognize
didn't
her.
leave?
Oh, we was drinking and we had some food. So we was like, fuck it.
You got
Never turned down a breakfast buffet.
you got a lot of questionable stories. You had one of these a few weeks ago when you was like, you stayed with some fuck shit. And you was like, oh yeah, we stayed to this time.
At Arnie's?
I don't know if it was around the Arnie's time. No. But you like to stay around orgies and men meat and shit.
Let's see how this plays
coming
out.
towards me.
But eating.
He wasn't coming towards me.
They having an orgy right next to him. He's sitting there.
Boy, these are smacking wings.
Yo, talking about some hot wings. It's hot up in here for real.
He wasn't touching me. He wasn't coming towards me.
You're doing it wrong.
Dan Davis to flip. Speaking of orgies, a married couple who fell in love with another woman and now live in a polyamorous throuple have insisted it makes them better parents.
Parents?
Yes.
How do kids get involved with this?
Okay, let's find out. High school sweethearts Leo and Mary Barillas met estimator Kimberly Sagale, all of Washington State, at their CrossFit gym business in 2015 and became fast friends. As they spent more time together, their friendship blossomed to a romantic attraction, and they formed a throuple in September. It's not a couple, a throuple.
And real quick, she has a kid. They have a kid.
We're getting to that. Kimberly and her 2 children, Keegan, 11, and Kuiper, 7, joined the Barillas and their 2 children, Carson, 9, and Paige. Damn, I gotta put the kids' name here. At their home in June 2017, and they've been living under the same roof ever since. They believe their triad relationship has benefited their youngsters.
Triad.
And plan to expand their family, with Kimberly and Mary hoping to fall pregnant at the same time. Also, y'all also know that the governor of Utah has said that he's going to sign a bill where they can be polygamy is back in effect.
Really?
Yep. Mother of 2, Kim explained, having an extra body is so useful for parenting. It just means you're splitting the work between 3 rather than 2. Mary and Leo, who married in 2005 after first getting together in high school, had previously invited people to join them in a bedroom, but never permanently. In 2016, when their youngest daughter was 11 months, they met Kim at their CrossFit. Kim just ended a 9-year relationship. We weren't actively seeking a third, explained Leo. Kim came to the picture as an athlete at the gym. We trained her and got her to know her. We became friendly and would have her over socially and then progress into a sexual thing. It was actually Kim who said, I don't know if I can come and hang out on a weekend because I'm growing feelings for both of you. Kim added, I understood that they were married, a married couple, but I could feel my feelings changing, and so I started to pull away. It was incredibly hard for me to tell them how I felt. It was scary for the moment. The three of them talked it over and proposed an idea of becoming a triad. The following week, they went to Vegas and made it official. Mary and Kim are both keen to each other and another child, have hatched plans to get pregnant simultaneously. Leo said, I was done after 2 kids, but Kim wants to have a child with the person she loves, so now we've come to a compromise that that they would get pregnant at the same time and do it in the hospital.
Wow.
Yeah.
Play on play.
guy-
Keegan
with two
11
women.
admitted, I like it better having 3 parents because you have more people to talk to.
I will say this as far as like being a
That
parent.
brother's winning. Whoever that is, he winning.
Hey,
And he's short too.
He's short.
what they got to do?
Yeah.
Floyd
He's
Mayweather
shorter than
short?
both of them.
What they got to do?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's a chance.
Oh, that matters, D.
It's a chance for who?
I mean, he got to climb. You got to
I
climb.
never
multiple
had a
trees.
problem.
I mean, you trying to?
I never had a problem.
D, you trying to get a
sap
throuple
out of
going?
2 trees.
I had, well, I want
You trying to get a throuple
Let me
going?
tell you something, man. Just
How
being-
about Gracie?
Just being married for one woman is enough.
You could get a man?
No. No.
Well, you do like that dick.
I seen one male stripper.
Baby, you know
You know I like you. I want you to help us out.
You take the garbage out on
Times are hard.
Thursdays.
And shake that ass while you do it.
show that damn snow. Swing low.
Well, it's good to have Jeffrey over. Raheem is doing a great job.
Gracie is your new daddy.
Listen, man. It's,
You watch yourself.
Man, listen. It's hard enough to have one wife. I couldn't imagine having more than one at the same time. But I will say this though. It's interesting. Does it show a part? Is it just a person? I mean, they can have their thing, whatever, like that. But it kind of goes back to the point of how in American households you definitely need 2. At one point, you only needed one person. That's it. There's one person. The woman, typically the woman will be at home with the children. The man go out there and work. Right.
A breadwinner and a stay-at-home.
That's it. Now you have 2. Cause Chanel we was talking about this with Chanel. Talking about
And that meat.
no, not that. No, it was. I think it was something had to do with the presidential election, and the simple fact of how the school year. Oh, that's what it was. How it's crazy that kids are in school for so long that they are. When we were growing up, you might have been in school for 5 hours a day, 9:30 to 2:30. 9 o'clock to 2:30, something like that. So that's 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 5.5 hours. That was a typical day.
Maybe 8:30 to 2:30.
Some, like I went to school, like my grammar school was 7:45 to 2:15.
Okay.
That was mine, right?
Yeah, I know mine was like from 8 to 2:30ish. Grade school.
Grade school.
I know high school was different. Like from 8, we start from 8 and then get out at 1:55.
1:55, sometimes.
What?
Right, yeah. We
They had it made.
Yeah, you guys had it
early.
nice.
Oh, y'all had it made.
Yeah,
I
we
went to St.
did. Yeah.
Francis because we got out every Wednesday at 1 something.
We got out Thursday, Wednesday.
Thursday was like at
Oh,
1.
man.
It was 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
That something
Every
like that.
Wednesday
Yeah.
we
Man,
got out
I
at 1
had
something.
7:30 to 2:30.
Yeah.
Every day.
Mine was 7 to 2:45.
Partner of
7 to
mine
30
that
to
went there
7:30
told
to
me-
2:45.
He
Yes.
was like, if you come here, he said, if you got to go to school, if you're supposed to be in school 200 and something days, St. Francis usually is up to that. They don't, because most schools go over. I was like, this shit sound good.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like,
But think about that though. Now you have children in school from 7:45 to like 3:30,
that's
3:30.
what they don't do after school.
And that's my point. That's
Right.
if you don't have aftercare. So now you have some kids that outside the home from. That's mean you got to get up and get to school. So they're probably out the house by like 7 o'clock, 7:15. Don't get back into the house sometimes for some kids. It's like 6:30 at night.
Yep.
So
That's like a
it's,
full-time job.
it's basically because both people hopefully in the house are working. So I wonder if it's to the point right now. It's kind of like, man, do
need
American
the third
families
chick?
need a third person in the household to be able to kind of like make sure the household is even going? Because now you're talking about a third person in the house because of the situation I just brought up, and also another income. Because nowadays, how many jobs
That's
people
vacation
working?
money right there.
How many people have nannies and stay-at-home nannies?
Or OPARs.
Oh, probably not that many.
Man.
But I'm saying of people that can afford it. How many have it?
Probably some. Because
Yeah.
remember,
Some or most?
When
I
Grace
think
was
most.
when
That's
Grace
some.
when Grace was about to go to preschool, CPS didn't have all day pre-K, it was only half day pre-K, and then you had to pay for it
They
too.
only have half. It depends.
But
on
now
what
it
age.
got flipped though,
No,
because we
when you're
needed.
three. When you're 3, they have half day pre-K.
She was 3. She was
When
going to
they're
pre-K
4
3.
now- but they don't have because I think they got rid of some of that stuff. But right now you can only have half day pre-K.
You only have half day pre-K. So, but that just goes to my point, kind of like how families are changing. Not, I don't know what they just like some freaks. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's just crazy to see how the American family is going, because I know people I work with in my gig, and we make decent money. Talking about, yeah, I'm about to go out and drive Uber or Lyft. Like, what the fuck is going on? Why you need to do that? I know you need the extra money like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, even if you have a career, people have, ain't no wrong having a side hustle. But I think if you have a side hustle, it's like a passion. Like Ken and I, you know what I'm saying? We have a passion. That's what we're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? We've been able to escalate that to be it on the radio here in Chicago, the biggest radio station. You know what I'm saying? Doing fill-in type stuff. That's our passion. We kind of flipped into that. But some people are like, yeah, I just need another gig. Like, you got a career. Why you need a side hustle?
I think
You know
you're
what I'm saying?
speaking to the erosion of the middle class that we're
That's
talking
my
about.
point. Yeah, that's my point. Oh, the economy is so great. The employment level is so
Haves
low.
and have-nots.
People
That's what it is.
are working fucking 3 jobs. Hell yeah, the employment rate is going to be low.
And D got to bring another dick to the house to make it.
I'm not saying all that.
That's funny. I joked. I remember years ago, I joked with Afton, and I was like, "Yeah, don't you want somebody to split up some of these chores around this motherfucker?"
Man.
Hey,
And I didn't know the whole thing about Utah.
yeah, you heard that yesterday. I think yesterday, day before. But Utah is because of some.
Get
of the
married in
problems they
Utah,
have,
everybody.
People are doing it undercover. They feel like it take away some of the abuse, get some of that abuse out of there. But yes, polygamy will be back in effect in Utah.
Well, the NBA will be there in what, 2022?
2023.
2023?
What's going on?
The All-Star
will be
weekend
in
there.
What that
Utah.
got to
St.
do with
Louis.
polygamy?
Oh, somebody getting married out
Somebody gonna do some stuff.
How many
A
wives?
whole lot of people gonna do some
I don't
stuff.
think that they need the polygamy to
there.
do
No.
some stuff.
What was who homeboy who had the 2 girlfriends everybody rap about?
Lou Williams.
Lou Williams, the Lou Williams law.
How about Rudy Gobert? How many wives is he going to have?
I mean, that's Russian.
Oh, what's this? No,
He's
he's talking
French.
about
French.
Karolinko.
My bad, French.
Karolinko?
Oh, Karolinko, his girl said he could get.
Yeah.
But he said he never did it though.
Yeah, I think the French
He
would
said
be
he never
more
did
open
it.
to the
That's what you're
polygamy
supposed to say.
than the Russians.
He gave
Your
his,
woman gave
and
you
his
a-
wife was nice too.
If Chanel gave you an out, and she's like, you can have you an hour once a year. I hope you never will tell her you used it, but I hope you will use it.
And not on Jeffrey.
No. That's just I don't float that way.
Whoa.
Not saying
What was
there's
that
anything
movie?
wrong with it though.
What was it called? Like threesome? It had like it had one, it had that, what's the name, Baldwin, the younger Baldwin that was on that,
Steven?
what's the young one that was on that Wild West show on Channel 7 back in the days? Come on, see it.
Like Sid gonna know this
Wild
shit.
West Show.
Yeah, wait.
Wild West show.
Yeah,
on
hold on.
Channel 7?
Yeah, hold on.
ABC?
You thinking of Donley's Wild West Town?
We had Stephen Baldwin, you have Alec Baldwin. Who's-
William Baldwin?
And maybe
William.
Is it William?
I don't know. I'm just throwing
I'm
out.
about to say there's a.
It's a lot. It's a lot of them though. It's a
Alec?
lot of them. All I know is Alec and Steven. Steven's a super Jesus guy, right?
maybe Steven.
Stephen Baldwin?
Daniel Baldwin.
Daniel Baldwin. I know a few of them did act though.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, they all did something.
Let's see.
Maybe a lot of them straight to DVD.
Yeah, true. But they, you get that money, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why you want a wife. Josh, would you want multiple wives?
No, that wasn't there.
Multiple wives?
Yeah.
No.
Steven was the one.
I would.
Multiple ladies.
I might be open to that.
Multiple ladies. Now we talking.
As of right now, I might be open to that. Okay.
Wives?
Wives, I don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't think a wife who want multiple husbands, and I don't think a husband want multiple wives. One is enough.
That's too much. That's too much of a headache.
Yeah.
It's already trying to get the player card open, man.
Right.
It's already tough trying to get the player card. So
And we talked about this before. Usually, it's the woman that pushes the not threesomes, but the polygamy.
The throuple?
yeah.
Yeah, it's usually the woman. And the guy,
Well,
is like,
yeah,
okay,
because
cool.
the guy can't approach.
Yeah. So Susie, I'm
I'd like a throuple. I'd like a divorce.
exactly right. Oh, you do? You gonna go get 2 more with them over there because I'm leaving.
And I'm going to take half of you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and you got to deal with half a loaf of bread because I'm taking everything.
All right,
motherfucker.
so the one I was talking about, Steven, was on this show called The Young Riders.
What year was this?
This was on from 89 to 92.
Oh shit! Damn, that long.
Yeah, it
That's a good stint for a TV show.
Yeah, it used to come.
Back then,
I
everything
believe
was
it-
like 20-something episodes.
I believe it came on. It doesn't say the station, but I believe it came on Channel 7.
Young Riders.
Young Riders. I remember that was the first time I was like, "Ooh, this a Baldwin right here."
Which Baldwin are you?
It's a Baldwin right here.
Here's the
Interesting.
image of it right here.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
The Young Riders.
He said, "You fucking up."
The Young Riders. See, do you remember that show? The Young Riders?
Honestly, I don't remember. I never even heard of it.
Nah, damn, we don't need you.
Well, you know when Sid don't hear something, you know it's
Fake news. Hashtag.
yeah, that's some wild shit if
All
Sid
right.
ain't heard about it.
Last one. Mayor Larry Lightfoot won't support the elimination of Columbus Day at the city level, despite Chicago Public Schools replacing the controversial holiday with the Indigenous Peoples Day this Friday. So anybody didn't know, public schools came out this week and said that they're replacing Columbus Day with Indigenous Peoples Day. One thing that I didn't know, and one of the reason behind it, well, I didn't know the number to the extent. One of the reasons they said this is because 70% of their students come from their heritage comes from being colonialized. I know I'm saying
Colonized.
Thank you, colonized. And so they're saying basically, why the fuck are we gonna give props to Columbus when we need to just say
Preach.
She says, I have no plans to support any change in the elimination of Columbus Day. For a number of years, CPS essentially celebrated both Columbus Day and Indigenous People Day. I thought that made sense. Following similar moves in other school districts and cities, the Chicago Board of Education voted Wednesday to drop Columbus Day from October school day in favor of observance of Indigenous People Day. The announcement took several aldermen and Italian Americans by surprise, though the move has also been praised. Northside Alderman Nick, I think Sposato, I'm pretty sure that's how it's Sposato, predicted backlash from Italian American community, whose members have been among the most critical of the movement to stop celebrating Columbus Day. Sposato said removing Columbus Day from the holiday is erasing history and is misguided. It's time for war, he said after
Yeah, he
CPS
did
made
say
the
that,
announcement. So fuck him.
Of all the Italians, all the great Italian Americans that have been in this country,
Yeah.
a ton of millions, I'm not gonna say millions, tons of them. You can't find one motherfucker that's not a genocidal.
Plus, he didn't really
herpes
do
spreading
That's the thing.
and he didn't do shit.
That's the
He
thing.
didn't
got nothing to
discover
do.
what he wanted to
Right.
He got
discover.
lost.
He brought back some people, and some people above him were like, "Ooh, let's take that land."
Yeah.
He didn't choose anything.
Right.
It's called America because it was named after.
And he lied to his crewmates, saying we're close, and they weren't even close at all.
Hey, you gotta allow some time.
Who was American named
that
after?
mutiny. America's. It's like America's.
Another
They did have a mutiny against him. They brought him back in chains.
Yeah.
of all Italians,
Yeah,
of all of them. Why you want to fight over this motherfucker?
They brought
because
Columbus
the story-
back in
if
chains.
The story is of course we know the truth, and as we're saying that he didn't find America, right? But that's what he's known for. So people don't want that's somebody that comes from their clan. They want to hold on to that and celebrate. That's their one holiday.
That'd be like
I'm not saying this. I don't think you should.
Oh,
Fuck me. Fuck it.
fuck. Listen, let me say.
Well, the idea
fuck Mel Bloomberg and fuck Christopher Columbus.
wasn't the
You
idea
gonna vote for both?
of
I'll
the
vote for-
holiday.
I'll vote for Bloomberg if I have to.
Don't you think the idea of the holiday was like, hey, this is when America was discovered. Let's celebrate it with Christopher.
Yeah.
Like it was an American-driven idea that was just
And then
poorly
Google
thought
came
out.
with history.
Yeah, it was poorly thought out.
It's like when Grace was watching the Washington. I told you about that when she was watching the Washington little mini series on History Channel, and she was like, "Wait a minute, he had slaves?
Fuck them.
He ain't no good guy, daddy. No, he ain't.
Gracie, you got to understand
Some things-
social norms.
Some things are black and white.
Yeah,
Fuck all that gray.
I mean, listen, we talked about this before. Just imagine if when it was a slave revolt going up against George Washington. We lost George Washington. This country would not be what we are, what we know of it right now. Which, in all honesty, yes, we want to be here.
Hold on.
And what?
Did you say if it was a slave revolt, we lost George Washington?
It wouldn't be the same. The country wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, because they would have killed us all. If
I'm not-
you would have
it's
taken
very
that-
true.
Wait. Is this after he was the president?
They didn't say when he was just a general.
I'm just pointing out that if this was,
My whole point.
the change would have been they would have killed all of them motherfuckers.
No.
George Washington is dead.
No,
Kill them all.
No, I'm saying just imagine if we would have lost George Washington before he became
George Washington.
who
Yeah,
he was.
You may have gotten the king.
Exactly. This country would not be what it is right now, right? Okay, right. And through all the flaws of America, and we built this motherfucker. We want to be here, and we love this country, right? But just imagine if we losing them. But at the same time, this motherfucker had slaves.
But
He let him
was the first
okay.
to let them go.
after his wife died.
Hey, motherfuckers was passing them to their kids.
They were, and a lot of people say, a lot of historians say, like, that does mean something.
He said he set the standard that this is what I think, because this is the Jackie Robinson of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is before motherfuckers was releasing slaves.
Madison didn't do it. Jefferson didn't
They
do
was
it.
like, no, pass them slave on. I didn't mean to say slave.
Jefferson's like, I'm over here fucking them. He letting them go.
Oh shit, that's pussy.
Washington, what are you doing?
I'll take him.
Free warm on the streets.
He had some nice looking women there, George.
You ain't got no half
You ever
kids.
seen the ones that George mixed with? Oh, pretty thing.
Hey, that's a good question. I wonder how many kids. You think he messing around with some slaves?
Hey, I got a Washington last name.
But it might not have been his
It
wife.
was. We
Okay.
Oh, a descendant of George among us.
Oh yeah, I'm royalty for real.
I'm sure there's a lot of Washingtons back in the day, though. I'm sure there's a lot of Washingtons.
Yeah, because he was fucking.
He wasn't the only Washington in America.
He was. That's true.
The Washingtons is only them right there.
Only them.
Only them. I would be interested.
Wow, you came from George Washington?
It's a sack. Straight out of sack.
Wait a minute. On the jam.
And his wooden teeth.
On the jam. John Henson.
John Hanson.
Hanson. I'm sorry, John Hanson.
Jim Henson?
Not Jim. Quit fucking me over. Don't make me think it's Jim Henson. Muppets? No. No, he was saying on the show that George Washington has grandkids that's still alive.
You mean great.
No. He said it was somebody very old.
Whoa.
I bullshit you not. I'll find it for you. I'll find it for you.
George Washington does not have grandkids.
Hold on.
What are you
He
talking
had to been
about?
born in like what?
Hold on.
18.
No, he was saying that some men. He was saying
1860?
He was saying that some men in the family was having kids at a very late age of life, like 70 something, and he
No
said
way.
Said grandkids, meaning he.
Hashtag fake news.
Yeah, dude.
Hold on,
No
let me find
way.
it.
When did George Washington die?
He died like at 17. No, 1800 something.
It was probably
What year did George
18,
Washington die?
1800 max.
1799. I'ma find it, y'all. I'ma find
See,
it.
it's impossible.
Wait, that meant that
math
meant
doesn't work.
That his son waited till he was about.
Oh, it wasn't George Washington.
I know it wasn't.
Hold on.
Who was our 10th president? I'll play the clip for you. Hold on.
Who's the 10th?
40 years later, at least.
It was somebody. I knew it was a president. Hold on, I'm playing.
was somebody.
Oh, be quiet. I'm playing.
You know Barack Obama got some kids. Barack Obama got some kids.
Will you be quiet? Will you be quiet? Hold on. It was a 10th president. I thought it was somebody. We talking about George. I knew it was somebody old. Hold on.
Tyler was our 10th president of the United States. He was born in the 18th century, so the 1700s. 10th president. We're talking like the 1800s. He still has living grandchildren. He was from the revolutionary times, and his grandchildren. He had a kid when he was like 75. His kid had a kid at the age of like 75 or 76, and they're still, two of them are still alive today in their 90s. Who you call them, girl?
Somebody who cares, honey.
Oh, what? Come on, isn't that cool?
Thank you, dude. That's how we all feel. Shout out to Felicia. Nobody gives a fuck. Who? What president?
The 10th president. Who's the 10th president?
John Tyler.
John Tyler.
He is an unimportant ass president.
I'm just saying.
You wasted all.
We don't even know his name.
Wikipedia does confirm the story.
Name, bro. Like, we said it
Fuck
like.
did it go to George Washington?
I thought
had
it was-
grandkids alive, and you actually brought that.
We were talking about George Washington, and
Whoa.
I got confused.
I know.
John
We know
Tyler,
you got
though.
confused, brother.
Like,
But the 10th president still having kids. That's something.
John Tyler, though.
That's it.
2 living grandsons.
There you go.
As of August 2019.
crazy as hell.
When was he born?
He
John
was
Tyler.
born
How to be 1700?
Like, the name don't even sound right.
1790.
17.
He was born in 1800s.
It's 2020.
That's
He was
pretty
born-
cool.
The 1790. You got grandkids.
Yeah, living grandkids.
That's crazy.
Man.
Oh wow.
I want to be like him.
I'm with you, D.
Thank you.
I'm with you.
Thank you.
That's something that,
That is an interesting
You said
tidbit.
slanging. He probably wasn't slanging. He was just putting on there. Some young girl wanted to have a picture.
I want that president's meat.
Anything happened to his kid.
hey, he
I was
he
number
erupted,
10.
and it gave birth.
That's
long
why,
as it can erupt.
dude. Could you imagine? Okay, I'm born in
I
1982.
have that feeling when I'm 75.
I was born in 1982, and I will have a grandkid that was still alive in like 2021 or something like that. That's crazy.
Whoa. Hold on, what the fuck did you just say?
I was born in.
said you was born in 1982, right?
Yeah, and I would
you
have a
just said
kid.
did you
I would
know
have
what
a
year you
grand.
just
I would have a
said?
grandkid.
You said 2021.
Nah, I mean, I thought. No, I
He
thought.
just said.
No,
that's
I
what
thought I
he
said 2100.
No, you said 2021.
Oh, I meant
2021.
I meant
That's
21.
next year,
He
my
said,
dude. Like,
can you just stop?
No.
He said, think about how crazy this is. I was born in 82.
D, you're making me jump
Grandkid,
ship.
Which Grace is 7, about to have a baby.
You had the
I
interesting
have a
tidbit,
grandkid
and then you
at 20,
pressed.
21. That's crazy.
I meant to. That would be
Don't
crazy.
take you to the blackjack table. Hit me.
Crazy.
Hit me.
And then George Washington's son's still alive.
I meant to say.
Stay off the weed.
On top of that, George Herbert Walker Bush is alive too.
That's your ass.
I know. You took the record from me today. I fucked up and you came like, I'll hold my beer.
Give me a chance, Kim.
I meant to say 2100.
Oh, shit.
But that'd be wild to say.
Oh, shit.
That'd be crazy to say. I don't know. I find that.
D, that is crazy, but you gotta let it go now.
It's not as crazy with Viagra. I mean, when
nowadays?
Yeah. I
He
mean,
didn't have no Viagra.
I said dude didn't
that's
have,
why.
That's what I said. Dude didn't have Viagra.
I don't want to be 75 like that. You gotta still get it up to do something.
He's still slanging.
He's still,
And he
slanging.
passed it on to his son.
And his
Right.
son was like,
That's
watch,
some good genes.
hold on, watch me, daddy.
That's hereditary.
Yeah, but
He said, yeah, you
what
see what I
about
did to
think
you?
about
Yeah.
how young that young girl had to be? I mean, that isn't the age where women are having babies at their 40s.
No.
She's in her 20s taking that wrinkled meat in. That's unfortunate.
Maybe she liking it.
She didn't. She was trying to survive.
You know how many women took wrinkled meat back
I
then?
know. It's
wait a
why
minute.
we got Me Too now.
Speaking of wrinkled meat,
Some of them still doing it now.
Fight it, sister.
wait a minute.
still doing it
Speaking of
now.
wrinkled meat, your girl Taylor Swift. You seen her new video?
No.
She is portraying a man.
Harvey Weinstein?
No. She's portraying a man all the way through the video. Like you saw the video, if you didn't know, if I didn't tell you that, you wouldn't know that was Taylor Swift. But she's talking about how men have privilege, whatever like that. But at the end, it's basically an old man marrying a very young woman. So a man probably is like in his 90s, but he got like a 20-something-year-old girlfriend or something like that, and she like got a big ass rock. She got a big ass rock on her finger, whatever like that.
Hey, nowadays that's cool. Not back then.
I don't know.
It's
Nowadays
America.
it's cool.
Yeah.
I think back then it was cool. Nowadays people look at it.
Hey, if a 20-year-old girl wants to marry a 90-year-old, go ahead.
People feel bad for her.
She made the choice.
look at
She
it
didn't
being
have to say yes.
You think
That's
people may
desperate.
feel bad for her?
She didn't have to say yes.
Really?
You know she's doing that to try to survive.
Yeah, she desperate.
She ain't doing that.
trying to get that
She
pension
doing that out of
big
love.
Well, maybe she's not desperate. Maybe she's trying to
that
cash
poor-
in on an
That
opportunity.
poor girl.
Yeah, an opportunity to catch that pension.
What's the name did that?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe you don't need the
That
money.
died.
You
She
just
want that
see a
pension.
path.
Playboy,
Some of that
model.
insurance money.
Wait a minute, hold on. What's up?
What's the Playboy model that died? Remember she was.
See it? What's her name?
Anna Nicole Smith.
Thank you. I remember Nicole Smith did that.
Yeah, she did marry.
She married like an 80-year-old dude.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
and his family was fighting for that money so hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Give us back our bread. She's like, fuck you, I fight for this money.
Rest in peace, Anna Nicole Smith. Wait a minute. Her
Daughter?
her daughter passed away too.
No, I thought her daughter was a teenager or something now. I don't think her daughter.
Why I feel like it was multiple people that died in that situation. Oh, did the husband or something?
Well, there's a conspiracy theory the husband killed her.
I don't know. I didn't hear about that.
It's a drug overdose, but there's some conspiracy that he supplied.
I thought somebody close to her also died too.
That little girl, I think, is still alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
Oh, real quick before I was going to talk about my coworker's male chauvinist 8-year-old. No, basically she was just kind of telling us kind of like, saying whatever I see. Oh, and you have a son. You have a 10-year-old son, so I'll be interested to see
11.
this. 11. I'm sorry, he's 11 years old. Shit.
Get his age right.
I'm sorry. One of you. No. I'd be interested.
We know D's not good with dates.
I know, right? I mean, imagine if
That's CTE.
imagine
I'm really not.
I was born in 1982. Imagine if I was alive in 1990. Oh my goodness!
No, she was saying how basically whatever her son sees, he kind of takes it as Bible and verse, right? So he only see a female nurse. He doesn't think men could be nurse. So he said when he saw his first male nurse, it's like blew his mind. Or it's kind of like, or she said like, well, you can't walk in like, yeah, you ever had our parents said, like, get out on folks' grass. Don't walk on folks' grass. And then he saw his father walking in the grass. And then she said he turned to her and said, well, since daddy walked in the grass, I mean, women can't walk in grass. It's like, damn. Like, yeah, it's like, yeah, he's like a little chauvinist. And I was like, holy shit. But this is my question. Did Kenton ever say anything kind of like he saw you do something and it's assumed that only men did it and women didn't do it?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a kind of kid thing to do, but it's kind of weird here.
Roles in the house.
Yeah.
So there's certain things that Afton does that I don't do. So he may view that as, unfortunately, somewhat woman's work. That is not woman's work. It's both of our work or whatever, but she's better and takes the lead in it. So he may view stuff like that. Like, I don't think, to me, she don't put that little motherfucker to work enough. He 11. I would have him scrub, like in my day and age.
Yeah. I was cleaning ceilings.
I had to polish the stuff, the faucet and all that. See my face in it at 5 and whatever. I'm like, just take the knives out the sink, let the boy wash them dishes.
Yeah.
Like get him
into the rhythm.
Get him into the rhythm because I had him sweeping a month ago. I had him sweeping, and the boy don't know how to sweep for nothing. And I had to keep trying to show him the rhythm because I'm like, you just playing. Like, you got to put your hips. You got to. Let me show you some project. I'm gonna show you this project sweeping, boy. This is from the PJ. You know, this is some sweeping. Right? I was heated to this day too. They was both home, and I had to clean the house, and they was fucking up, and I was screaming all over the house this day. All right, telling her to sit herself. I took the Christmas tree out by myself this day. We had something going on, and I was like, I didn't want Afton to get home and have him to do a lot of work. But I was working from home, and I got up and I started cleaning. I carried that damn tree out the house, and it was a rough day. But anyway, there's something. But I mean, I think for the most part, I always try to explain that. I think we just try to explain it. I don't think really in his head now does he really think that away or whatever. Okay. But still.
I said that to my coworker. I'm like, man, when he get older, he might come out of it. But like some dudes, they still hold on to
they do.
Some dudes still hold on to very chauvinistic things.
That's why
they learn as a kid.
That's why I don't like when people complain about how TV is all PC nowadays. Because I think a lot of times growing up, I would kind of have some of those thoughts because that's how TV was.
Yeah.
The man did the cliche man stuff. The woman did the cliche woman stuff.
Yep.
You didn't have role reversals. You didn't have like trans, gay, any of that other stuff. So everything was so foreign. And it's like, oh, I got to make sense of everything. That's a man. A man can do that. A woman can. Okay. Now I got my bearings.
Reprogramming you in the sense.
My dad cooked, so I grew up. That's why I said, to me, the whole kitchenette thing with my daughter was kind of like, I don't like the domestication of it. People was like, yeah, but that's how you learn. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't grow up with no damn play kitchen. And I cooked. I started cooking fairly early. First, I was forced. When we was with my mother, we was frying chicken. I was 4, Twan was 7. And we was just, man, who knows the E. coli that we had back then. No way.
I think it's done.
2 kids should have been messing around with the bird, frying it on some lard in the projects, on the kitchen, on the oven or whatever.
Kenton doesn't even know.
Right. But the point that I'm getting to is Kenton's grown up seeing me cook, and liking my food. So that there's no you get that kind of out of your head. Both your parents work.
Right. As soon as you get exposure to something, it's like, oh, okay, that's a thing.
With Kelsey, like I'm on her about being over emotional. Like, hey, you better buck up, right? And I mean, she's 3.
Yeah, damn, Ken.
You almost 4. You got to get a job.
She's too sensitive. She's too sensitive. She got to be strong.
Yeah.
I'm not raising her like, oh yeah, you a girl, you can be soft. But no, you a girl. I expect certain things from you, and I expect for you not to let somebody telling you no unravel you. Like, buck up, right? Like, no, it ain't playing like that.
She also said he said women only drive a certain car. It was like a few things, but like I said, everything was kind of tied toward her. I'm like, so anything that you do and he sees you do, he associates that only with women.
You know what I don't like about that? I remember, and I thought about this. I used to want, in like high school, so bad I wanted a Sebring.
Wow.
And people would be like, man, that's a woman's.
It's a girl car.
And I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
Because like, how many convertibles could you have back then?
Not that many.
That affordable.
Yeah, you have
the Miata. That
you
was
have a Mustang.
I used to want a Miata.
You had a Mustangs, Miatas.
I used to want a Miata.
Yeah.
But I knew, because I used to read magazines, I knew the engines was trash.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't the power you weren't gonna get. But
I mean, the biggest thing is probably like a 5.0.
I was gonna get a Mustang. Look, before I got my first truck, I was buying a Mustang, and I ended up buying a truck, and I've had trucks ever since. But I wanted a Mustang with the convertible with the roll bar.
Oh, all right.
Had to have a roll bar in the 90s. I was making and it was gonna be on Stony on 79th right there.
Okay.
Understand that?
All right.
And we was gonna be shooting out of it. We shooting from the 5 to the 9.
Roll the bar down. All right. Hey, thanks for hopping on with us, man, and listening to us. Really appreciate it. Make sure. Oh, you got something to say?
Just real quick, shout out to Matt Peck of NBC Sports Chicago Bulls Outsiders. He was on the radio show I do every Thursday from noon to 2 on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Oh, okay.
Second City Sports. We had him in studio to kick off NBA All-Star Weekend. He says he's a big fan of the show. He can't wait to hop on with us in the future. So,
Nice. All
just
right,
want to
cool.
say that.
Cool. This show?
Yes.
All right.
All right. Hey, shout out to him. Shout out to him. Oh, yeah, and I also got a phone call from Sean. Said he wants to put a billboard up to try to get Jay Williams here in Chicago.
Sometimes I appreciate you.
Josh, me and Josh already talked about
I
it.
saw that tweet again this morning. I saw it initially, and I looked at it.
Oh,
and
from
said,
Sean?
I said, ain't nobody touched this. Thank you. Yeah, nobody, because remember, Sean, he added us, whatever
Yeah,
thread
he
that was,
did.
he added all of us in.
He added us.
You didn't see
when,
that?
He added us when after Jay Williams had this thing with Watt on
Maybe.
Sylvie.
Yeah.
He
Maybe.
tapped- he's like,
Maybe.
he was like, yeah, see, I told you guys, the smoke
and
is here.
I saw-
feel
and
the
I
smoke.
will say this though, real quick. There's a little smoke to that. I don't know if they're gonna do it, but off that interview, I think he is kind of putting out there that he might want to do it. That's the only thing.
told y'all-
As far as I go, we talked about it on the show. We talked about it on the score.
Embrace the Bulls enough.
Oh, dude, did you listen to that Water and Sylvie interview? He said we 1,000 times. We the city, we the
Yeah, but
organization.
now because he said, "Oh, it's a job open."
Right.
That's my whole point.
Yeah,
that's
but
my point.
before-
And that's
and also-
That's a good
and
point.
to Sean,
He didn't really.
to Sean's credit,
He
to
did.
Sean's credit, he was the first one I ever heard say that. And after listening to the interview, I'm like, oh, he does want that job.
Well, yeah, but he's not getting it, and he shouldn't get it.
Hey, I don't know, but hey, listen.
Real quick, this is a problem.
I'm not saying that it should or
I
not.
thought about this morning, and this was about Ryan Pace. We in Chicago have to stop letting these owners go cheap and allowing people to learn on the job.
But you know that's going to happen.
But not if you start. But this is because it's allowed. When you start, when we see now what I don't want to say pointing at the mic, just our voices, but fans' voices, social media, how it's gotten whatever changes happening at the UC, and of course those empty seats. The point that I'm making is I don't think Ryan Pace is a bad general manager. The problem is Ryan Pace is learning on the fucking job. So if Ryan Pace, let's just say this was his second job, he would know not to think Mitchell Trubisky probably is Drew Brees. Now somebody else, if he gets a job again, is going to benefit from that.
You think Jay Williams will come in with the same kind of mentality?
I think Jay Williams hasn't had enough time. He hasn't been in any position in the front office where he should just skip over and get a job like that.
Now, credit to what Jay Williams said in the interview. He did come out and say, like, there are other people out there who he likes to have the job as well. But the way he was talking in the interview, he was putting the seeds out there. And I'm sure they're probably talking in the background. He wants that job.
Kenny the Jet Smith was supposed to, first he was supposed to be a head coach, then he was supposed to be a GM on TNT. But I think nowadays people are starting to get away from that Matt Miller, whatever.
No, they're going agents route.
Yeah, the agent route.
But at least because you know, even if they don't know that side of the business, they know a particular form of the business. So you know they have those connections with working through the back scene. At least there's some.
Jay Williams
connectivity.
was an agent.
Even though most agents though, outside of not for very long, most agents though, when you look at Bob Myers, when you look at I can't remember, not Rob Pelinka. Well, I know what's the name from the Knicks has it, but I think
Leon Rose.
Yeah, Leon. But at least
BJ wanted the
Bob
job.
Myers had time to grow into that position. He wasn't just awarded with like clink, here you go. And I believe Rob Pelinka had divested from his clients years before he took that position with the Lakers.
Yeah, but Rob was set up by Kobe, and the thing with Leon, the thing with Bob Myers, they had the big players. That's why I was like, okay, make him GM because they're bringing the big players. Jay Williams ain't bringing no big players.
Nah, but the only aim that, if you want to talk about a Bulls affiliation, from that perspective, the BJ Armstrong is probably your best option if you were to go that agent route.
Yeah, I think so.
to me, it kind of makes sense.
He was
makes
supposed
sense.
to be the GM.
He was supposed to be it before Paxson.
That's
So-
what Jerry Cross was bringing him through to. He was assistant GM,
Yeah.
and Reinsdorf cleaned out the whole house and
Right.
brought in somebody who had no training at that job.
Right.
At least BJ had training at the job.
Well, we got to see a BJ in the front office, which I think, and mostly so
BJ
ownership. Can
been
they?
rivals
Can
for a
they?
long
And they?
time.
Yeah, they have.
have
But
been.
can they mend those
Is
issues?
BJ gonna work under John?
no.
No.
He isn't.
But
I think
you know who would? Jay.
Jay
Jay
would.
would. Jay would.
And listening to that interview is kind of like, oh shit, I think he actually gonna want this job.
Man, you better
Jay-
go get Buchanan. If you was talking about, listen, if y'all not gonna get, and we know Sam Presti ain't coming because Sam Presti ain't working
No,
with
hell no.
nobody. But I'm just saying, if you're not gonna do that, go get Buchanan.
I do like Chad Buchanan.
Yeah, like because that's what
Is that the dude at OKC?
No, that's
Indiana.
Indiana.
Presti,
Pacers.
Presti is
Pacers
the
guy.
Indiana dude.
Okay.
Because the point is, look at what the Pacers have done with draft picks, with free agency. If you can establish,
How about that
Chicago-
Paul George trade?
Exactly.
That was a solid trade for them.
Yeah.
And listen, if you can establish that here, unlike Indy, you will be in a few years after it's established to break in some free agents because
Right.
Chicago is more appealing.
Yeah.
But first, you got to build us up like a small market team because you're not bringing in no free agents in this.
Hey,
piece.
listen, brother. I'm just talking about what I had.
I'm just saying, but that Jay Williams,
Right.
listen, I'm not for learning on the job no more. Like that's a silly mentality. Go get someone who's done this job.
Right.
That's what you do. You do not pay people in that position to learn on the job because you have to deal with their mistakes while they're learning.
True.
No, that's true. And you want to talk about the Bears and Ryan Pace. Just a quick little sidebar. Check out my article I wrote on Vernon Davis on wearericoradio.com. He actually talked a little bit about the Bears and actually said the Bears he said the Bears management needs to do a better job of getting actual players to the team. And it's not Nagy or Pace's fault. So read the article.
All right, cool. All right, hey, make sure, like I said before, follow Josh on Twitter at jhicks042. At weareregalradio.com. Also, Sidney Brown has a ton of articles over there as well. Follow Sid on Twitter at SidKid80. I'm on Twitter at Demons1 and IG as well. Ken is on Twitter at That's Davis and IG as That's Davis. Ryan Bukovetsky, Twitter, Ryan B. Ski, IG, Ryan B. Ski 1. Facebook.com/D and Davis Show. iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Music, Stitcher, the TuneIn app. We're on Anchor, which kicks you over to Spotify, YouTube, and a whole host of other podcast platforms. Simply search for a D and Davis Show or D and Davis to Flip.
We'll be back with Dan Davis' show this week.
Yes.
Definitely going to start getting more into this upcoming NFL draft and free agency and definitely baseball centric as we start to get into a little bit of March Madness. I'm starting to get into a little bit more of my college basketball bag.
NBA is pretty interesting too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It is.
Watch out for
Of course, we're
Miami,
gonna talk
y'all.
NBA. We're black.
Watch out for Miami. Ryan's not black.
He's a millennial.
Okay.
Plus, he's a black slut.
Oh, what?
I get down.
Don't you talk
Told
about that
you.
man like that.
Oh, he say
Do that dance.
You guys are not my first blacks. We're like his 100.
No.
I've been in the black for a long time.
You might be my 100th, but you're up there as my favorite.
Thank you, sir. Listen, we always appreciate you all taking some time and letting us be in your headspace. You don't have to do that. Please continue doing that. Please continue to support us. Let us know subjects that would you like us to talk about.
Yes, please.
That we haven't talked about. Any ideas, we'd like to hear those. And please don't do anything stupid before you hear from us again.
We gone.
Keep your hands to yourself.
The Flip.